It looked like he was going to go down the sideline, and he cut back to the right in the middle of the field and gained up about 5 or 6 extra yards.
All right, so he took the opening kickoff from the 10, got it out to the 28-yard line is what they'll call it officially. And that's where Russellville will set up shop. They're going to give a handoff running right side up over the 30, near the 32-yard line for the Cyclones. It's Kobe Robinson.
Justin Lutlis, number 12, is the starting quarterback. It's good to see if you can open up with a 5-yard run on the first down. That's a good offense.
Second down and 6 for the Cyclones near the middle of the field. And Lovelace, the quarterback, going to give to Kobe on the sweep, and he slips down shy of the 30-yard line. Tried to cut back, and wasn't there. I want to say we think we're having some audio difficulties on our YouTube channel, so we're going to try to work through that. And so if it sounds like it's a little echo, it's some audio difficulties we're having here in the press box, and not really our equipment that we've had to deal with. So we'll work through that. We apologize for any of that. The Cyclones looking at third down in situation, third down and 8. Back to passes, Lovelace. Look left, nothing there. Throwing right, and on the wheel route, it's going to be incomplete. Breaking off his route for the Cyclones, that Brady Burnett, and looked like just a miscommunication there.
Yeah, Peter Ware's out there, number 2, but he was short, and the ball went over his head, so it looked like he was going to Burnett, but Burnett was still on the side, close to the sideline.
I think we have some of our audio fixed, I'm hoping. Russell going to have to punt it away, and it'll be Tristan Wheelis, sorry about that, with the punt, and he gets it, and it's going to die right at the 30-yard line. Got about a 3-yard roll on it. And we apologize for that. Look, this is a very nice press box, but it's not without its bugs. Our crowd mic that they said was here wasn't working, some wiring issues, and it's caused some bugs in some of the other things that we have. So we think we've got it fixed. The 40-yard punt there by Tristan Wheelis. His dad was a fantastic pitcher for the Russell Cyclones years ago, and he transferred over from Atkins last year, played catcher, pitched a little bit for the Cyclones. He's punting, and the coach Weaver said he might have been their best weapon and their most valuable player against Morrilton, pinning Morrilton back deep several times. So here's the give on Harbor's first play, straight up the gut. They hand it off to Max Pena. He's listed as a backup, but he takes it for 8 yards.
And number 10, T.J. Holt, was in on the stop, and there was a hole on the right side of that offensive line, and that's where he went, just about off tackle.
Second down and 1 for Harbor Wildcats. Again, if it sounds like we're in a tunnel, sorry about that. The crowd mic not working. We can hear him. I don't think you guys can. Witchin back to pass. He's got plenty of time. He's going to heave it deep. He's got a man open, the big guy, their big tight end, Arrington McRae, but it falls harmlessly incomplete.
And again, number 10, T.J. Holt, was on the cover and had him covered pretty well. It's just the ball was overthrown.
Yeah, they like him. They list him as a tight end, but they'll split him out quite a bit. Sometimes they get a carry or two. They scored 68 points the last week or 2 weeks ago against PA. They did it mainly on the ground. And but they can throw the ball around a little bit. Third down and a yard for Harbor. Out of the pistol formation, they're going to give it to Pena straight up the gut. He's got the first down, takes a lick at the 45, and spins his way to about the 47. That's enough for the first down for Harbor.
Again, on the right side of that their offensive line, right off the tackle, and the hole was there again. Number 5, Curtis. Number 10, T.J. Holt. That's 3 tackles he's been in on.
We're in a very nice press box at Springdale Harbor. We're having a shoot on our video through a window, so sometimes you'll see a big ugly guy in the reflection. That'll be me. And but hey, at least we're all Cyclone fans, right? And first and 10 for Harbor as they're nearing midfield. Ball near the right hash. 9:22 left to play here, first quarter. This is their first drive as Russell went 3 and out on their first drive. Pena gets the call again. A big hole. He's got the first down, but a flag flies right around midfield. This is in the area of holding, but we'll have to wait and see what it is. The flag is right on the 49-yard line. It was a pickup of about 16 yards, and Springdale coming back like they know what it is. If it's marked from the 49, it'll be a spot foul, 10 yards from the spot. And officially they're going to call it a block in the back.
Well, again, Harbor is attacking the left side of our defensive line. That's 3 plays they've run there and been very successful at it, except on that they pick up a penalty. So Russellville's going to have to make some adjustments on that left side of the defense.
Some of the best times we have is getting texts from our friends in Wilma Crotty. It's making me laugh when I'm supposed to be concentrating on the game. And I tell you, it won't be long before baseball season starts, and I know the baseball team's already hard at it. After the officially a 6-yard penalty, 1st and 16 for Harbor, which in back to pass, looking left, got plenty of time. Again going deep, man-on-man coverage there, and it's incomplete. Well, you can't cover him much any better than Caleb Gray. He falls to the ground, but before he gets up, he does the incomplete sign. He was step for step with the coach's son, Hunter Wood.
And the thing about Caleb on that play, he looked back for the ball as if he was the receiver. So he was looking for an interception. You think Will is listening to us and he's throwing a baseball around?
He's baseball all the time. There's a reason why that guy's got the picture up at Old Bank. 2nd down and 16. I tell you, you can have a lot of contact with the receiver if you're a defensive back, as long as you're looking back for that football, and that's a good point, Caleb, doing that. They're going to set up the screen. It's not there. Witchin all the way back to his own 20-yard line. Skirts pressure, throws it. A sliding catch. No, they say incomplete by number 5. I don't even have him listed. It's Cole Bowen. And would have been about a 3-yard gain. The quarterback retreated all the way back to the 20-yard line. The screen was sniffed out by the defensive line of the Cyclones.
Yeah, number 5, Curtis is the one who saw that coming and put lots of pressure. Curtis has got the size, but he's also got the quickness and the speed to put pressure on that quarterback.
Blake Witchin, the quarterback here, looking at 3rd down and 16. After the holding penalty, it's really stifled this drive for Harbor. Back to pass, looking left, throwing, and it's complete as Russellville fell down, but Caleb Gray recovers nicely, and he stops him short of the 1st down. If he doesn't somehow make that stop from his backside, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, like I said earlier in the pregame, we had some rain here, or Springdale did. That film could still be wet. We've seen 2 players slip down so far.
13 yards on the pickup. It's going to be 4th and 3. Sorry to interrupt you, but we're going here. And Witchin, the quarterback, he's got 2 running backs in front of him, 1 behind. He's going to give it to Pena, trying left side. He's going to be stuffed. Maybe a yard, maybe 2, but he needed 3. And the Cyclone defense has held and given the Russellville offense fantastic field position.
Good defensive series there by the defense. Why Springdale ran to the left instead to the right where they've had success, no one knows except the coaches.
But that holding penalty stopped them. They were moving the ball pretty well with the run attack. They pick up 15 yards, get called for holding, and then it was pass. And on 4th and 3, go for it. And the Russellville defense steps up and makes the stop. And Russellville going to try their hand at the running game. Nothing there. It's Kobe Robinson is tackled at the 44, and a Cyclone receiver sliding down. And, boy, I think you're right. I think that turf may be wet.
Yeah, Peter slid down. He was trying to get back to block, and he just sat down and slid across the field.
Well, they said they got a lot more rain than we saw on the way up here. Officially, it was a no gain for Robinson. Loveless, the quarterback, back to pass, nothing there. Going to step up in the pocket, directing traffic, and he'll pick up about 3 yards before he's hit about the 48-yard line. We said this in our Cyclone Watch of the pregame. We had heard that one of the quarterbacks was injured. We'd heard, actually, that Whitford had injured his back during practice and could play if needed, but we didn't want to say anything officially because the Cyclones, rightfully so, playing it close to the vest with injuries. They don't want to put that out there, especially when you're going out on a radio show. And now Whitford, who we thought was injured, is in at quarterback for the first time. Play action pass, spins away, and he's going to be hit and sacked at the 45-yard line. So as soon as we talk about it, Whitford in, but, boy, he didn't really have a chance on that.
Well, he had 3 receivers out, and all of them were covered just like a blanket. So he really had no place to throw the ball.
4th down and 8, and Russellville looks like they're going for it. Now, Whitford can punt, but this is Justin Loveless. And now I think Springdale Harbor says, wait a minute, we're going to call timeout. We're going to take a quick break. 6:33 left to play in the first quarter. We have no score. You're listening to Cyclone Football on River Country KCJC.
Dana Hill Here at Phil Wright Autoplex, come see huge savings all over the lot. 2019 Buick Concourse up to 30% off MSRP. Or take advantage of the $1,000 rebate with 0% for 72 months. Or how about $10,000 off for 2019 Buick Envisions? Or take advantage of 0% for 72 months. We even have the 2019 Buick Enclaves up to $13,000 off. Or you can take advantage of 0% for 60 months. Come see why we're selling more cars than ever before. Phil Wright Autoplex, exit 84, just off 540. Or shop us online, PhilWrightAutoplex.com.
Welcome back. Russellville looked like they were going to go for it on 4th and 8, and Harbor caused Harbor to use one of their timeouts. Justin Lovelace is in at quarterback. He started and gone every play except for one. Russellville at their own 46 got Springdale to Harbor to jump, but not in the neutral zone. Now Lovelace backs up. Looks like he's going to kick it. Angles it towards the right. Spinning spiral is going to hit out of bounds at the 20-yard line. It didn't hit inbounds 20-yard line, so the official now, and he goes over and he stands. He starts walking the sidelines, and you want him to stop, and they're going to stop. Boy, they hit out of bounds. Russellville got a break there. They're marking out the 19. I don't know about that, but we'll take it. That's a break in our favor. I don't think it quite went that far. I mean, I think it was around the 25-yard line.
That's what I thought, but we'll take it.
34-yard punt officially, but you don't worry about distance when you pin the other team inside the 20. And that's what Russellville has done. Now, Harbor's first drive ended when the defense stepped up and stopped Harbor on a 4th down and 3. Witchin, the quarterback, brings a man in motion. Stand in front of him, play action pass. He's going to roll out to his right, being chased, throwing it over the line. Is going to be complete to the big man, McRae. He's down the sideline. He's at midfield. He's at the 40. It's a foot race. The 30, the 20, 15, 10, and Caleb Gray knocks the ball loose. He knocks the ball loose, and he recovers in the end zone. Caleb Gray, just like last week, trailing the play, knocks the ball loose. He recovered in the end zone, and now let's say that it's going to be it was a fumble, but it's knocked out of bounds at the 2. That's bad news for Russellville because that means Harbor has the ball there at the 2-yard line. And now the one official had it signaled as a touchback. Yes. The other one says nope, it's Harbor's ball at the 2-yard line. So good job by Caleb Gray. However, bad luck as a bad bounce for Russellville. Ball goes out of bounds. It must have hit out of bounds, too. Then it rolled into the end zone, and Gray fell on it.
I sure hope that official saw it clearly.
Well, it ends up being a 79-yard pass play, and he just got behind the defense. Boy, a bad snap, but which is going to take it. He's got the right side, and he jumps into the end zone for the touchdown. Harbor takes the lead. Boy, just a couple of plays, bang plays. Kind of bad luck for Russellville. Little pass play that Russellville dove for, didn't get it. Looked like they recovered a fumble in the end zone. That right there was a bad snap. Witchin corralled it with his right hand. Looked like a busted play, and he took it in on the right side for the touchdown. Well, making it 6-0, and Witchin the 2-yard carry. That's his first carry tonight. And Harbor on to try the extra point. And Evan Anderson is on to kick. He's the one that kicked last week. This is Jesus Barroso, and the kick is up, and it's good. Cyclones trail at 7-0 with 6:08 left to play here in the first quarter. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football on River Country KCJC.
Arkansas Tire and Auto Service. We're more than just tires. Consistent, responsive, honest and fair. What makes us different? We're the ones who care. Trust our experience to know what you need. Professional and fast, see what we mean. Arkansas Tire and Auto Service. We're more than just tires.
Arkansas Tire and Auto Service, 2304 East Main, Russellville.
So Harbor on that drive, they go 81 yards in 2 plays, and I don't want to say lucky, but it was bad luck for Russellville. It looked like they had recovered a fumble in the end zone, but the ball had hit on the out-of-bounds line at the 2, then rolled in the end zone, and ends up being a 79-yard pass play. And then on the touchdown, Witchin the quarterback, it was a bad snap, and he literally caught it with his right hand. And then on the busted play, just took it in the right side. So 2 plays like that after the extra point, 7-0. Harbor leads it. That was their second drive. We're ready for Russellville's third drive. And on the kickoff, Russell's going to take it at the 8-yard line as Caleb Gray. He took the opening kickoff 15 yards. He'll take this one from the 8-yard line to about the 27, and that's where Russellville will take over.
Again, a good return by Caleb Gray. That's 2 in a row for him. And Russellville's getting some good field position to start their offensive series.
And 19 yards on the kickoff return. Welcome you to Springdale Harbor, and we're out of the weather, but we're indoors and kind of in a tunnel, and so we apologize if it sounds a little bit echoey, and plus if you can see the window in front of us. On first down, the carry running the left side is a sophomore, Damon Donahoe, and no gain. In fact, he lost 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, we had one man over blocking, trying to block 3 people, and just a good defensive effort by Springdale.
Marking back at the 24, so 2nd and 13. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Lovelace, the quarterback, looks left, throws. It's complete on the far side, driven backwards. I think that's Brady Burnett after he caught it about the 28-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
It was Burnett. You know, on the way up here, we were talking about Burnett, or I was, and saying he reminds me so much of Metter, Ryan Metter, who played here. Not very big, but he's got good hands, and he has a knack of getting open in the middle.
Russellville bunching up their receivers, tied to the line of scrimmage, 2 on each side. Motioning out of the backfield is Donahoe. Lovelace back to pass. He's going to throw across the middle. It's incomplete, and Marquise Peter took a shot. That should be a targeting rule, very close to it. He took a shot, popped right back up. A good job by Peter, but, boy, that was borderline. They decided not to throw the flag there to bring up 4th down and long.
Yeah, there was 2 defenders there, and they kind of sandwiched him, and he just didn't have a chance to catch that ball.
You're not allowed to hit a defenseless receiver. You're not allowed to hit near the head. Looks like they did that both, but they have a better view of it than we do. Russellville facing 4th down and long. Going to have to punt it away. Wheelis back to punt for Russellville. It gets this one away. It's high, wobbly. Looks like it's short. It is going to hit in Harbor territory and take a Cyclone bounce. A roll inside the 40, inside the 35, and be down at the 34-yard line. It's always good when the other team doesn't get to return the punt. That's a punt of 37 yards, no return, and Harbor will take over at their own 34.
Yeah, good coverage by the Cyclones. Had 2 or 3 defenders down there surrounding the ball, and just they had to let it hit.
Well, Harbor's first drive ended in a turnover on downs. Their second one, they went 81 yards in 2 plays. They lead at 7-0 here with 4:53 left to play here in the first quarter. They had a week off after their big loss to PA, 84-68. Which in the quarterback sets up the screen to Wood on this near side, and he's tackled by Caleb Gray, leans forward to pick up a yard.
That's a second ankle tackle by Gray. He's did that earlier in the game and did a good job there taking the receiver down.
Witchen now 3 of 6 for 93 yards. Realize that 79 of that on one play. It was a good pass. But it was about a 20-yard pass, and the rest of it was a run by the big tight end McCray. Empty backfield now for Blake Witchen. He brings a man in motion to stand next to him. That's Max Pena, been the only one that's carried. Again, a high snap. Again, he corrals it with his right hand. Pena gets it, breaks a tackle in the backfield. Probably a bad idea. No, he winds up getting it back originally where he was. He was hit at the 26 and driven backwards. He broke that tackle, got back to the 26, but a big loss and a great play by the Cyclone defense. They swarmed the ball there.
Yeah, a lot of speed there on that defense, and they just came in there and tackled the ball carrier. Did a good job.
That's an 8-yard loss, so they're facing 3rd down and 17. I don't care who you're playing against. You like it when the other team is 3rd and long. It's 3rd and short yardage situations. You never know what the other team can do. Here, you know they're probably going to pass. Witchen, pump fake, but nobody there. He's under pressure, and he's trying to get out of the pocket. He rolls to his right. He's got some room over there, trying to get the corner. He's across the 35, but driven out of bounds by Finley Golden, who stayed at home. Good job, Finley. And he holds him well short of the first down, so it'll be a punting situation for the Harbor Wildcats.
That's a good series for our Cyclone defense. They just did a great job, and not letting those receivers get open, but definitely not letting that quarterback, the pressure. That's what we said in the Cyclone Watch. Can we put pressure on that quarterback? And we did.
The quarterback is also the punter. They're not in punt formation right now. It's looking like it's a 4th down and 7. They need their own 44. They're going to go for it. Witchen back to pass, throwing near side, and it is complete to Wood. Enough for the first down. He's trying to fight for extra yards. Caleb Gray holding him up. but it's a first down for the Harbor Wildcats. They had a single coverage over here, and he was able to find his favorite target of the night, Wood, to the Cyclone 47. Good grief.
Gutsy call by Springdale.
Well, Russellville, it was 4th and 7. That's where you want them, but they pick up 16 yards in their third first down of the game. And now Witchin, empty backfield on first down. He's got 5 wide receivers as they've got the ball on the left hash mark of the Cyclone 47-yard line. Witchin drops back. Here comes the pressure. Throws a little slip screen, a tunnel screen on the far side. It's complete to Cole Bowen. He fumbles the football. Russellville says they have it, and they do. I don't know who came up with it. Let's see. Number 16 on that far side, that is Trey Potter.
He did. He got the ball. That's a great series by that defense. Good turnover. Came at the right time.
And it was at the Cyclone 38-yard line. Trey Potter.
Whitford back in at quarterback, number 3.
Braden Whitford will hand it. It's a reverse. Coming this side is Brady Burnett trying to throw the ball. Lovelace was in the area. It falls incomplete. Burnett was under some pressure there.
Yeah, if he had just another step or two to set up, I think he could have hit Lovelace coming across the middle. That's a good call.
Russell will look at 2nd down and 10. And Lovelace, who started at quarterback, was a wide receiver in that play. He's back in at quarterback. There's the delay draw give to Robinson and nothing there. Russellville just cannot run the football right now against this defensive front of Harbor, and we have a Cyclone player down, and Harbor didn't see it. The official saw it, and he's going to stop play. I'm not sure who it is. We have 2:35 left to play in the first quarter. Russellville trailing 7-0. We're going to take a break and be back. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Did you know if your roof isn't maintained regularly, you could void the warranty on your existing roof? Tim Noblet with E&F Roofing has made it his mission to protect your roof or help you get the new roof that will maximize your investment and extend the life of your roof, which can save you money through prevention and maintenance. So before you have another company check your roof, call 479-272-4069 and let E&F Roofing see what they can find and how much you can save by using someone local, someone who cares, right here in the River Valley.
Welcome back. The player down for Russellville is number 63, Jacob Narvison. He's the center. And it's tough to tell what is ailing him. He's on his back, and it looks like now they're bending the right knee up. They had it straightened out, and good sign is they're helping him up. I don't know if he's gonna. Yeah, he's gonna limp off, but he's gonna do it under his own power. And he gets a nice round of applause from the Harbor fans. Russellville, the running game has been really struggling. Last week against Morrilton, tonight, realize quarterback sacks comes off your rushing totals, but Russellville 7 carries officially for -1 yards, and their offense is stifling a bit. Defense keeping them in the game. They trail 7-0. Russellville could really use a first down here to at least give their defense a break. Lovelace, the quarterback, he got 2 receivers to each side. Low snap, handles it, steps up in the pocket. He's got some room to run. He's across the 40 to the 44. He's going to be about 5 yards shy of the first down. That's one of the things that Lovelace actually does very well. When he gets out, he can get out in the secondary very quickly, and he couldn't just get to that second level there. They're going to mark him down at the 43. It'll be 4th down and 5. Lovelace has one of the Cyclone 3 punts tonight. He's in there. We'll see if Russellville goes for it, if he backs up. It's usually called from the sideline, and he is going to back up to the 35. This usually means pooch kick. It's a low snap, and he does get the punt away, kicks it away, and there's nobody out there. It hits at the 22-yard line and rolls inside the 15. It's going to roll dead at the 13-yard line of Harbor.
That's a good kick. He kept it in bounds and got a good roll on it, so Harbor has a little ways to go.
Yeah, it's a 44-yard kick. So if you're not going to get a first down, the one thing you can do is give your defense a lot of room to work with, and the Cyclones have done that. Springdale Harbor's only drive was a quick drive, 20 seconds, took 2 plays, a 79-yard pass play and a 2-yard touchdown run. And it was just some bad luck as Russellville had knocked the ball loose on the long pass play. It rolled in the end zone. Russellville covered it, but the officials said the ball hit out of bounds at the 2 and then rolled back inbounds into the end zone. And on a bad snap, busted play, Harbor able to score it after that. Witchin throwing, it's off the fingertips of their tight end, number 44, Arrington McCray, who had that big 79-yard pass play. That one falls incomplete.
He's a big target, and that's who they were going for, just like you say, off his fingertips, but he was breaking to the right side.
He's got some good hands, though. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. They've set up their first drive, had a lot of success with the running game, but a holding penalty stifled their first drive. They bring Pena in motion. He stops behind the quarterback. They're going to hand it to him. He slips a tackle. He's got some room to run. He's across the 20, 25, and he's going to be tripped up at the 30-yard line, but a first down for the Harbor Wildcats.
Again, they ran to the right side right at the tackle position, and so far that's been very successful for Harbor.
Pickup of 17 yards on the play. This is their 5th first down. They're having some issues on the chains on the far side. Russellville trailing 7-0. Minute 30 left to play here in the first quarter. Again, Pena starts at the slot, comes back. They're going to play action to him, looking left. They're looking for Wood. They're going to overthrow him big time on this one. But if it would have been a jump ball had it been thrown on target, but Caleb Gray was running step for step with number 2, Hunter Wood.
Again, as Caleb was running down, he turned around, looked back at the ball. Of course, it was overthrown, but that's good for that defensive back to do that, as you said earlier. As if they look back and they bump into him, it's as if he's going for the ball.
Wood's been targeted 5 times, has 3 catches for 30 yards. Blake Witchin, the quarterback, he's now 5 of 10 for 118. Tight formations. They bring the receivers in. They're going to motion man. Now almost at the fullback position, give it straight up the gut to Pena, and he's met by Cole Hathcold after a pickup of 2 yards.
Yeah, good defense by that Cyclone.
That linebacker read it well. I mean, he saw the split up there, and he filled the gap, and Cole Hathcold there stopping after a 2-yard gain. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Wildcats. 60 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Cyclones trail by a touchdown.
Also, number 24, Butcher, was in on that
Booker.
play. Booker,
Yeah.
He was in on that play.
That's Johnny's
Shane,
brother.
Yeah.
Johnny was the first of a few that we're going to have here in football season. 3rd down and long, Witchin the quarterback. He's under pressure. He slips a tackle, steps back up. We have a flag, and this is going to be a holding penalty, but Witchin still taking a run. Here's a block a blindside block that should be flagged. That one's not going to be. He picks up the first down, but this one's coming back. You're not allowed to block somebody in the back who's in chase mode, and that's what they did to Kobe Curtis. That one wasn't flagged, but the holding penalty will be called back at the 24. And not a bad play by the Harbor lineman, because if he doesn't hold there, then Witchin's tackled for a loss on 3rd down and long. And you might as well hold, because maybe the official doesn't catch it, but he did there. 10 yards from the spot. And so it's going to put them back at the 15-yard line. Ends up being a 17-yard penalty, and that's their second penalty for a total of 23 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 25 for Harbor.
And that was good for Russellville because number 2, Wood, was wide open around the 50-yard line.
Tie formation again. They're going to motion out, 3rd down and long. Pena, the running back, right behind Witchin. He's going to step up and block. Here comes the blitz. Witchin again gets away from pressure. Again rolling to his right, but his eyes are downfield. He throws. It's juggled. It's complete by Bowen, who's across the 25, and he's tackled at the 27-yard line, well shy of the first down. They still need about 13 more yards. It'll bring up 4th down.
That offensive unit staying on the field.
Yeah, well, their punter is their quarterback. But they have not punted yet. They went for it right around midfield, didn't get it. And the first quarter's over. Russellville trails 7-0. When we come back, it'll be a 4th down and long situation for Harbor. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Richard Roberts at Cogswell Motors. Don't miss our best F-150 sale of the year. It's the F-150 leather and liner sale at Cogswell Motors. These XLTs are already loaded with backup cameras, heated seats, Apple CarPlay, and more. But right now, get a free leather seat upgrade and spray and bed liner. And that's on top of $10,000 off of MSRP. Shop our deals anytime online at CogswellMotors.com or come see us at 1900 East Main in Russellville.
Welcome back as they're getting ready to start the second quarter. The Cyclones trailing 7-0, and Springdale Harbor looking at 4th down and 13 from their own 27-yard line. Well, the defense played pretty well. The touchdown drive for Harbor on their second drive of the game was 2 plays, 81 yards, took 20 seconds, and weird play that we'll talk about again at halftime. And now more traditional punt formation for Springdale Harbor.
Yeah, we got T.J. Holt, number 10, back at his 40, expecting a punt.
Yeah, you never know.
Oh, flag, play stopped.
The first punt of the season for the Cyclones, this punt coverage unit, ended in a blocked punt by Caleb Gray, who was all over the field last week against Morrilton. Blocked it, and Russell fell on it for a touchdown.
It was against Russellville. What was offsides?
Yeah, I think the line up in the neutral zone, it's automatically blown dead. Wonder if this will change their mind. It's 4th down and 8 now. Still look like they're in punt formation. I tell you, they've been stifled a bit by this Todd Wood defense. The zoo defense that Todd Wood calls it. Low snap, he scoops it up. He does get it away. It's very high, angling towards the sideline, and it's going to hit at the 37, and Springdale catches it as it is going to be blown dead around the 37, 38, went straight up in the air. Thought he caught it at 38, but they're going to give him at 37.
You know, I was watching the punter warm up, Springdale punter, and he was kicking it short, but he kicks it very high. It's like a pitching wedge. I mean, he just hits the ball straight up.
It's a 30-yard punt there. 11:52 left to play here in the first half. Russellville trailing by a score of 7-0. Offense has really struggled. The defense has kept Russellville in the game. Offense still looking for their first down. Lovelace, the quarterback. Plenty of time looking near side, complete. He threw it to double coverage, and boy, he lasered it right in there to Reed Wolf. And that is a Beeson Roofing Solutions first down. Sponsors of Cyclone football here on River Country KCJC.
That was a laser shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, it gets into Harbor territories. The Cyclones have it at the 48. 14-yard pickup. Man in motion. Snap goes past Lovelace. He wasn't ready for it, and he's going to fall on it back at the Cyclone 39-yard line. Take one step forward, 2 steps back there. And I believe, remember, the regular snapper, the starting snapper for Russellville is Jacob Narveson is out of the game since then. We've had 3 snaps that haven't been right on. This one was on the ground. I don't know if he just missed it or wasn't ready for it or what, but it puts Russellville in a tough situation here. 2nd down and very long. 2nd down. Let's see. They're going to run the tunnel screen to Marquise Peters. Slips a tackle at the 39-yard line. Gets to the 41. A pickup of 2 on the play.
That's a good call, but Harbor saw that coming, and they had the defenders out there. Had about 4 defenders out there.
That's Peters' first catch of the game. Had a couple catches last week. 3rd down and 21. The Cyclones need the Harbor 38-yard line, but they don't get it, but they pick up some yards. I bet they'll go for it on 4th down. 10:43 left to play here in the first half. Russellville trails 7-0. Lovelace going to step up in the pocket, angles to his left, looking downfield, and he throws and is complete around the 45. No, they say incomplete. And let's see, they're trying to talk and see if Lovelace was across the line of scrimmage, and the official is going to drop the flag just now. He was checking, and Lovelace was across the line of scrimmage is what they're going to say when he threw the pass. It's not going to matter anyway because they'll probably decline it since it was an incomplete pass and bring up 4th down and long. I think he was going to Wolf. I couldn't see the receiver over here on this side who made a diving attempt.
Now they're wanting him.
I don't believe it's a loss of down, but I have to check. They're discussing their options. The flag is put down. They say at the 45. I don't think he was that far, but I think he was across the line of scrimmage. And they started to mark it back. They're going to mark it from where he was. That's
7-yard penalty.
No, it's a 2-yard penalty.
Yeah, that's right.
And because they said he was at that doesn't make sense, folks. I mean, we're getting the benefit of it, but they mark it 5 yards from where he was when he threw it. Okay, it is a loss of down. All right, so that was the only reason why I thought, why would they do this? Okay, but still, it ends up being a 2-yard penalty because 5 yards from the spot of the throw. I don't know about that. Either way, it just cost us 2 yards. Wheelis on to punt, gets this one away. It's a low end-over-end kick. It's going to hit at the 30-yard line and roll, and they're going to pick it up at the 15, across the 20, and going to be pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Kind of surprised they picked that up and took off running.
Yeah, I don't know if that's something the Harbor coach wants that to happen every time, but that was a good play by the player. I mean, he gained some yards.
Yeah, he got a first down. That's usually what you want. You get at least 10 yards. It's a 46-yard punt and a 10-yard return.
We need a turnover right here.
Russell was able to get a first down, but that's all they got. He had a couple negative plays, a bad snap, and a penalty after their first down of the game. Russellville defense back on the field here with 10:23 left in the first half. Cyclones trailing 7-0. Ball on the 25-yard line of Harbor, empty backfield. Witchin back to pass. He doesn't see the blitz coming. It hit him hard back at the 20-yard line. It was coming from his right side. He was looking left, and he was nailed by the linebacker, the outside linebacker corner. I don't know who it was that was coming. It was the outside linebacker, Ty Tolan, that provided the hit.
Kobe Curtis was also in on that.
Tolan nailed him from that right side, from the outside linebacking spot, in a 6-yard loss. And Witchin took a hard shot. That's weird when you're coming in from the right side and you're a right-handed quarterback. You'd think you'd see it, but he was focused on that left side. He's favored the left side tonight because that's where his favorite target has been in Hunter Wood. They're going to motion Pena back in the backfield. He's going to turn and hand it to Max Pena. A lot of room. He's across the 25, 30, cuts back. He's got the first down. He takes a hit from behind, stumbles forward to the 40-yard line. Goodness gracious, 2nd down and 16. They hand it off up the middle, and Pena explodes to get a first down for Harbor to the 40-yard line, a pickup of 21 yards on the play.
I don't know if people are seeing this back home, but Pena, when he gets the ball, he hits that hole very quickly. And is past the defense before they even know what's going on.
9.5 to go after the first down. Russell trailing 7-0. Defense got to regroup. Harbor has it at their own 40-yard line. Witchin going to turn, play action pass roll to his right. He's being chased out of the pocket, heaves it, and nobody's there. The closest person was Finley Golden. And there is no out-of-the-pocket rule, but they say receiver was in the area. It'll be incomplete. Clock stop with 9:13 left to play first half.
Good pressure by our defense upon the quarterback. We've got to have it.
Cyclones chasing him that time with 3 people in the backfield. They did not go for the play fake. And that's just kind of surprising to me. They get a good 16-yard run. Instead of going back to the running game, they go with the passing game. I bet they go to it here. Pena. In fact, they're going to bring an S back into the play. They're going to turn and hand it to Pena straight up the gut, and he's going to take a hit at the 40, lean forward to the 41-yard line. Pena now 32 yards on the game, 33 yards on 7 carries. Seems like you just lose momentum. The easiest thing to do is hand the ball off. 3rd down and 9 for Harbor. Empty backfield now. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. The one to the right is number 5, Bowen. Wood is the one they like to go to. That's one they're looking at. They're going to heave it out there, and it's going to be tipped in, incomplete. Almost an interception by Caleb Wood. That ball was up for grabs. And Caleb, boy, if he could have hung on, he would have scored. There was nobody in front of him. Great defense by Caleb Gray, not Caleb Wood.
And the quarterback got hit hard by Cole Hathcote, number 17. I mean, he got hit pretty good.
That'll bring up a 4th down and 9 situation. Witchin is still in the game. He's their punter. We'll see if that affects him a little bit. 8:36 left to play, and the play's blown dead. Offsides against Russell. 2nd time they've gotten Russell on that.
How do you line up offsides on a 4th down?
That's going to give him a 5-yard penalty, make it 4th and 4, and
They're thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, they've gone for it right around this area on 4th and 3 on their first drive of the game. They're still in the punt formation, though. Russell with 2 people back deep for Harbor. I'm sorry, for Cyclones against this punt. Whoa, what a great punt. And Russell's going to let it hit, and it's going to hit the 5 and go into the end zone. That's a fantastic punt. And the Cyclone return men both said, hey, let's let this one go. They could tell.
Russellville dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad they did not go for it there. 54-yard punt, no return as it goes into the end zone. Automatic touchback anytime any kick crosses the goal line. 8:29 left to play here in the first half. Cyclones trail by a touchdown.
Well, anytime you got a team that's on 4th down and they're going to punt, you don't need to give them 5 yards. Just get back a little bit, and we dodged.
And for the second play of the game, Whitford in at quarterback. He's going to turn and hand it to Damon Donahoe, who's could not get outside. He's tackled at the 17-yard line. He is electrifying when he get that corner, but couldn't get the corner there. Loses 3 yards on the play.
He looks like he has the quickness and the speed if he could just ever get to the outside, but he's having a difficult time getting there.
Ball on the right hash mark. They gave him the 18-yard line, so just a loss of 2 on the play. Whitford still in. He's going to throw to the far side. Pass is complete to Marquise Peter. Stays in bounds, so the clock continues to roll. Under 8 minutes to play here in the first half. That gets him to the 22-yard line, bringing up 3rd down and 8. Ball still on the right hash mark. 2 receivers to this near side. That's going to be Wolf and Burnett. On the far side, of course, Marquise Peter. They're going to be stacked up near the line of scrimmage. Out of the backfield is Damon Donahoe. Here's the snap. Juggled. Whitford going to step up, throwing. It's complete in the underneath route to Lovelace, and he's not going to make the 25-yard line. They're going to be shy of the first down by 6 yards. Well, good idea, but they couldn't, once they got the completion underneath, they didn't have enough space to get that first down, so Russell's going to have to punt it away here on 4th and 6 from their own 24-yard line. Offense just been struggling a bit, 17 total yards.
They're going for it.
They look like it. They're trying to draw them off sides, or they did bring up 4th down and 1, and the quarterback, Whitford, can also punt. This will be the 3rd different punter for the Cyclones if he winds up kicking it away. The play clock down to 9 seconds. And he's motioning towards the sidelines, angling, looking. They're going to let the play clock roll down, take a timeout. Cyclones take a timeout. We'll take it with them. 6:41 left to play in the first half. Cyclones trail 7-0. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC. We're already into our timeout, so we're going to keep it here. Russellville using their first timeout there. Trailing 7-0. You look at the stat sheet, it's not pretty for Russellville, but all that matters is the scoreboard right now, the defense. They're hanging tough for the Cyclones. Other games, Jonesboro and Conway in the second quarter are tied 7-7. Greenwood already all over Southside the second quarter, 17-0. Russellville's opponent next week is Alma. They're hosting Springdale. They trail 7-6 in the second quarter. Ozark shutting out Clarksville in the second quarter, 6-0. Morrilton all over Little Rock Fair, 34-0 in the second quarter. Now Russellville comes out after the timeout in a more traditional punt formation, and it will be Tristan Wheelis. That Liam Taylor back deep. Punt is away. It's high, short. Hits at the 49-yard line, though, and it's going to roll dead at the 45. That's not a bad punt. I know it was short, but I don't want to kick it back to that guy. 31-yard punt and no return. So Harbor will take over with their own 45-yard line with 6:33 left to play here in the first half.
Because of such a high kick, the Cyclones had good coverage. Had about 5 players surrounding the ball, so no one was going to touch it or get to it.
186 total yards for the Harbor Wildcats, but the Cyclone defense has answered the bell almost every time. Just one drive in which Harbor scored. 7-0 our score. The Wildcats leading. They'll have the ball at their own 45-yard line. Which in the quarterback. Empty backfield. 2 receivers to each side. Steps up near the line. 6:33 left to play here in the first half. Calls for it, low snap, looking left. He's looking for Wood, who's wide open on the far sideline, complete at the 30, and he's going to be drugged down near the 20-yard line. He was uncovered. I think there's just a miscommunication out there because nobody was on him.
Number 19, Grant Smith, who plays back in the safety position, is the one who made the tackle.
That's a pickup of 33 yards on the play. That's our second longest play from scrimmage. We were just visited by the superintendent, assistant superintendent of Russellville, Danny Brackett, and superintendent, of course, Dr. Mark Gocher. Here on first down to give us to Pena, and he's weaving through traffic. It's inside the 20-yard line. He's going to be tackled at the 17. And this is trip into the red zone for Harbor and the Cyclone defense. They're needing something here. They need something positive to happen here.
Yeah, that ball went right up the middle, but Russellville's hanging tough right now. We need a turnover.
At the 17-yard line, second down and 5. Pena on that carry has 38 yards on 8 carries. He's going to stay back and block here. They're going to go for Wood in the corner of the end zone. It's tipped away by Caleb Gray. He is all over the field. Looked like Wood was open. He came up there, and Gray with his right hand just swatted it away.
Good play by Gray. He read that completely. I mean, it was very easy to see what the quarterback was going to do. He never took his eyes off his receiver, Wood.
Well, Kyle Pennington needs to take a look at that because that could have been a blocked shot. I realize Caleb's not he's not going to be playing in the middle if he was at playing basketball, but he swatted that away, swatted it out of bounds. I mean, it looked like a basketball play. Get that trash out of here. Third down and 5. Tight formation. Receiver to each side. Bad snap. Ball's on the turf. Witchin picks it up. He's in trouble. He dodges tacklers. He breaks a tackle at the 15, and he gets very close to a first down. Looked like a positive play for Russellville. It ends up being a positive play for Harbor, but I think they're shy of the first down by a yard.
Well, Russellville was trying to arm tackle him, and you can't do that. He's so quick in making his moves. He's not very fast, but he's very quick. You just can't do that. You got to get a solid hit on this guy. They're going for it.
Fourth down and 1, and now we're going to have a timeout called. Who called it?
Russellville
calls a timeout. We're going to take a quick break. 5:13 left to play first half. Cyclones trail 7-0. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Hey guys, Terry Holland here at Best Ride. Did you know Best Ride's been in business for 15 years? We are still offering the same great customer service we started with in 2004. We started with an affordable car for 24 months or 24,000-mile service contract with a low interest rate. We helped with your sales tax, gave free oil changes to the length of the contract, and reported credit. Best Ride now offers a little more. We have a full service department with all your vehicle needs, a service contract with no deductible, a newer, lower-mile vehicle to choose from. Best Ride's been serving the River Valley for 15 years. You can find us at BestRideArkansas.com, Instagram, and Facebook. So guys, come see us at 621 South Knoxville in Russellville.
Appreciate you joining us here on 102.3. We stream the audio live on the internet at rivercountrykcjc.com. Find us on the TuneIn Radio app. Also on YouTube on Cyclone Booth. And much better, easier to work with, and we appreciate all the Cyclone fans subscribing. We needed over 1,000 subscribers in order to go to YouTube, and we did. We got it, just in a matter of 3 days. 7-0 our score. Harbor looking at fourth down and 1. They're going to turn. They're going to give it to Max Pena, and he's got the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. I mean, you knew he was getting the ball, but, boy, he's just done a good job finding the hole.
And what he did, he went right up the middle. When he got to the line of scrimmage, he broke to the outside to the right, just went off right behind the guard and got the first down.
Well, if you're going to give up the first down, you like them to get just inside the 10. That way they can't get another first down. And it's going to be first down and go from the 9.5-yard line. A tight formation once again. I think they'll give it right back to Pena, number 22. We'll see. Ball left hash mark. No. Play action. They're going to throw to the corner of the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. McRae went up. As he went up, his helmet came off. He knocked it off himself. His left arm went for the ball. His own right arm hit himself in the face mask, and his helmet popped off. He has to come out for at least one play.
And covering him very tightly was number 10, T.J. Hope.
Have you ever seen that where a guy knocks his own helmet off? All right, second down and goal. Clock stopped, 4:47 left. Witchin checking the sideline. He was waving his arms there. Play clock down to 19 seconds. Tight formation once again. Going to send a man in motion to the right side. He's going to stop just to the right of the quarterback. They're going to turn. They're going to give it to Pena. And he's hit hard in the backfield and dropped at the 11-yard line by Cole Hathcote, filling the gap.
Good tackle by Cole. Stood him up and just drove him back down to the ground.
Loss of 2 on the play. Good job, Cole. It'll bring up 3rd down and goal for the Wildcats. And ball on the 11-yard line. They're milking the play clock down. They're standing around where they normally would stand, but they're all checking the sideline. Play clock down to 12 seconds. I don't know if they're going to get this one off. Yeah, they're lining up here now with 8 seconds on the play clock. And I think they're going to have to call timeout. I don't think they're in the right mindset. Harbor's going to take a timeout. 4:08 left to play here in the first half, looking at 3rd down to go from the 11. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
James Dunham is experienced, an attorney for 30 years whose practice covers all areas of the law. James Dunham is ethical. He's chairman of the Supreme Court Committee on Professional Conduct. James Dunham is fair. He's known for his respectful treatment of others. He's a man of judicial temperament and sober judgment. Elect James Dunham, Circuit Judge.
Paid for by the Dunham campaign.
Welcome back, and Harbor using their second timeout there. You can tell early on they were going to use a timeout. They just they didn't look like to be in sync, and you don't want to rush it if you're them. You're looking at 3rd down and goal from the 11-yard line. What a play by Cole Hathcote. He does a good job of filling a gap, and they call that cloudy clear. When it's clear, you go. When it's cloudy, you move, and that's what he did. He filled the gap there and drove Pena backwards. Pena now 40 yards on 10 carries. Boy, it seems like he's got more than that, and he's just been a tough runner. And wearing number 22, I tell you what he looks like. He looks like, what was that running back's name? Played at Conway and then for the Razorbacks and then for the New York Giants. Boy, I cannot remember. Peyton
Manning.
No,
not
I
him.
can't. Somebody's going to text me on that one. I can't believe I can't remember his name. 3rd down and goal. And Pena in the backfield with Witchen, but it's just going to stay in block. Witchen throwing across the middle. It's incomplete. Good job. And Caleb Gray, again, taking out that outside. Wood tried to go the inside, and no chance to make a completion there.
You talking about Hillis?
Yeah, Peyton Hillis. That's it. With that 22, that's kind of a smaller version, but that's kind of what he looks like. 4th down and goal from the 11. And let's see. They do have a pretty good field goal kicker, but I think they're going to go for it. 4:05 left to play here in the first half. Cyclones trailing 7-0. 4th and goal, and they're going to go for it. Witchen, the quarterback. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Witchen back to pass. Here comes some pressure. He's going to step up in the pocket, and he's going to be hit back at the 16, spins away, hit again, and he's going to fling it out. Completed pass at the 5, into the end zone for the touchdown. And let's see, the Cyclone coaches are out on the field. They're saying, hey, he was in the grasp. They are out on the field saying the play should have been blown dead. Just about every Cyclone coach out on the field, but they're not getting hurt or not agreed with. It ends up being a touchdown pass for Witchen. And I tell you, I didn't see who caught it. I think number 3 caught it, Liam Taylor.
In fact, one of the officials was pointing at the ground where he actually threw the ball.
Here's the extra point try. It is going to be up and good, and the Cyclone coach is still out on the field. They want an explanation, and maybe they'll get it during this timeout. We'll take a break. Cyclones trail at 14-0. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Corey Beeson and the folks at Beeson Roofing Solutions are proud to support local sports in the River Valley. And they also want to say a special thank you to all their loyal customers and the community for their business. So if you have a problem with your roof, whether it be on your home or business, visit BeesonRoofing.com to see their work or call 967-2288 to schedule a free estimate or second opinion today from your local roofing experts, Beeson Roofing Solutions.
Fellner's Athlete's Corner, your high-performance athletic store for quality athletic footwear and apparel, features Nike, Under Armour, The North Face, Patagonia, Oakley, Saucony, Brooks, Asics, Kabuki, and many, many more. Fellner's invites you to make them your first stop. With more than 50 years combined experience, the familiar faces at Fellner's can help you with all your athletic needs. Fellner's Athletes Corner, 2320 West Main, Russellville, open 9:30 until 6 Monday through Saturday.
I'll tell you on.
KCJC, Darknell, Russellville. You guys play the best country of all. River Country. KCJC.
On that last touchdown play, they're going to get somebody hurt if they don't blow it dead because Russell's going to learn, okay, we're going to have to just nail the quarterback and keep hitting him until they blow it dead. On the kickoff, Caleb Gray going to take it at the 6. Started right, cuts back left, will not make the 20-yard line. Blow this one dead. Why didn't they do that on the other play? He gets to the 17-yard line on that drive, 55 yards in 9 plays. Blake Witchin, a 11-yard touchdown pass on 4th and goal to Liam Taylor. He scrambled, actually had a player hanging on to his knees, and he flicked it out to Taylor, who got the completed pass at the 5, took it in for the touchdown. And Barroso kicked the extra point. It was 55 yards, 9 plays in 2 minutes and 38 seconds. And Russellville will take over now, and they got some time if they can get something going here after the return of 14 yards by Caleb Gray. The quarterback throwing to the far side. It's complete to Peter. He's got the first down, I believe. We get a good spot. We do, to the 30-yard line. That pass to Peter was from Braden Whitford.
Well, you got to remember that Harbor's going to get the ball to start the second half. So we need to score before this half ends.
That's enough for a first down, brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions here on River Country KCJC. On the next pass play, a completed pass, a screen pass on the far side to Brady Burnett, but it goes for negative yards as he's pushed out of bounds.
You know, after that touchdown, 2 officials were talking, and they kept talking about it, and you knew they were talking about that play. There's nothing to say except I blew it or I called the right call.
They never did go over and visit with the coaches,
No.
and Russell was pretty upset. All the coaches we saw were together, but they were all on the field. On second down and long, here's Robinson. He slips the tackle at the 30, gets to about the 35-yard line. Makes it a more manageable 3rd down and 5 coming up for the Cyclone offense.
And if they'd made the right call, they'd have went over and talked to them. So that tells you they blew it.
Well, they right there looked like it could have been open on the outside for Robinson, but he ducked back inside and able to pick up 6 yards on the play. He's got 6 yards on 5 carries, so gets in the positive side, running the football for the Cyclones. And on 3rd down and 5, Russell's going to take a timeout. Russell trailing 14-0 here with 3:02 left to play in the first half. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Hey, it's Drew Mitchell for Lakeside Oral, Facial, and Dental Implant Surgery. Lakeside is really proud this year to be sponsoring our local sports all throughout the River Valley. They're committed to the area. It's just another way they show that. When you're in the market for dentures, wisdom teeth, or whatever the case may be, remember Lakeside Oral, Facial, and Dental Implant Surgery, and check out their website at lakesideofs.com. Lakeside Oral Surgery, helping make the broadcast of local sports throughout the River Valley possible.
Next week, Russellville will have their home openers. They host the Airedales of Alma. We'll be on the air with the Coaches Show a little after 6:30, and kickoff set for 7 o'clock at Cyclone Stadium. Right here with 3:02 left to play in the first half, the Wildcats lead the Cyclones 14-0. Russellville looking at 3rd down and 5, calling their last time out there. They want to try to get the first down. They don't want to turn the ball back over. It'll be empty backfield for Braden Whitford. Claps, doesn't get the snap yet. Now he does. He's looking right. He's going to throw right to the far side. Marquise Peter makes the catch, but has a step out of bounds as he came back to the ball, and it'll be 2 yards shy of the first down over there on the 38-yard line.
And that stops the clock, which is a good play.
I don't know. If we're going to punt it away, I don't know if it's a good play. Russellville looking at 4th down and 2. We'll see. It does stop the clock, 2:54 left. And I don't know if you gamble here. They're going to line up like they're going to. Boy, we really need this. We need to turn over right here. Hard count. They do snap it. Russell wasn't ready for it. And Whitford going to fling it out. And it's complete to Marquise Peter. Wow. And Russellville's upset because they thought that Harbor jumped off sides and Russell didn't get the call. However, somehow completing the pass from Whitford to Marquise Peter, and that was an acrobatic move in order to get that catch. And enough for the Cyclone first down, brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions. On 1st and 10 at the 46. Whitford throwing left side will be incomplete. Tried to go to Brady Burnett over here, and he overthrew him a little bit.
Yeah, number 2, Peter, had to come back for the ball. And he was just suspended in air when he caught that.
That last pass is the last incompleted pass by Braden Whitford. He's 6 of 7 for 28 yards. 2:37 left to play in the first half. Russellville looking at 2nd down and 10. They have no timeouts, but the clock is stopped. They have the ball on the right hash mark at their own 46-yard line. Whitford with 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's going to give the ball to Cody Robinson, running to the short side of the field, and nothing there. He's going to be stacked up about the 42. Running that short side, that way he could get out of bounds if he got near the boundary, but he ended up losing 4 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 14. Robinson now 2 yards on 6 carries. The running game just been almost non-existent for the Cyclones. 12 carries, -8 yards. Of course, quarterback sacks come off, rushing totals in high school football. And Russellville needs the 44-yard line of Harbor here for a first down. Clock is rolling. We got 2 minutes left, 8 on the play clock, and Lovelace back in, and he's going to take the snap, and he throws. It's going to be incomplete. Tried to go to Reed Wolf. The throw was behind him a little bit. It'll stop the clock with 1:54 left, and 4th down and long coming for the Cyclones.
Yeah, they had 2 defenders on Wolf. One was beside him, one was behind him, but the pass was a little low.
So on 4th down at 14, Tristan Wheelis will be in for the Cyclones to punt the football away. Jawan Billway is not listed on the roster as back, and he's running away from the football. It's going to hit at the 25 and die almost right there at the 24 as Russellville downs it here with 1:48 left to play in the first half. A punt of 34 yards with no return. And Harbor, if they want to do something with it here, which I'm sure they'll try, with 1:48, they have 1 timeout. So plenty of time, but on the flip side, plenty of time for the defense of the Cyclones to make something happen here. Ball will be on the right hash mark. Witchin back in at quarterback. He's taken a couple shots, but he's gone the entire way. He's going to bring a man in motion. That's Pena. He's going to end up stepping behind. They fake a screen to him, set up a screen back to the other side. It's complete. And breaking a tackle to 25 across the 30, near the 35-yard line is Wally, I won't say Wally Hall, good grief. It's Hall, it's Warren Hall. And they're going to mark him shy of the first down. He's going to be about 1.5 yards shy.
And the quarterback got hit pretty hard by number 43, Ty Hips. He just drove him back to about the 5-yard line.
They bring up 2nd down and a long 1. 1:18 left to play first half. Clock is rolling. Witchin back to pass, looking left, throwing. It's complete for a first down to Pena. He's across the 40, runs to the middle of the field, and gets a tackle at the 45-yard line. Clock will stop because of the first down with 1:09 left. Remember, they have 1 timeout left. They don't want to use it just yet. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, 262 total yards. And Witchin, he's 10 of 20 for 195. Here comes the blitz. He's going to step up. He's going to heave it downfield, trying to go for Wood, and it's incomplete. Good defense on the play once again by Caleb Gray. I know Wood's their best receiver, but Caleb Gray has been on him all night long.
Caleb's done a good job staying step by step with him. And Wood has the height advantage on Gray, but it doesn't matter to Gray.
58 seconds left to play here in the first half. It stops the clock. 2nd down and 10. Play clock already down to 18. Yeah, Caleb Gray's been out on that far side most of the night on an island. One time he was not on Wood. In fact, nobody was on Wood, and he was left uncovered. It was a big gain for them. That's the only big game that he's had. Witchin back to pass, looking left side, nothing there. He's going to roll to his left, tuck it and run, and he's going to be tackled after a 1-yard gain by Cole Hathcote on the play. Flushed out of the pocket by Curtis. Hathcote with a tackle, and Springdale's going to use their final timeout here with 49 seconds left. We're going to take a quick break. Russellville trailing 14-0. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Joshua's Fine Jewelry, a luxury establishment in the heart of downtown Russellville, are taking it back to the good old days with a family-owned, family-operated business that pride themselves on personal interactions, beautiful custom craftsmanship, and an insanely knowledgeable and helpful staff that go above and beyond just for you. Joshua's Fine Jewelry is giving a huge shout out to all of our local River Valley and Natural State athletes. You guys are the real MVPs. Be sure to like Joshua's Fine Jewelry on Facebook today and go and give them a visit in downtown Russellville at 310 West Main Street.
Welcome back. 49 seconds left to play the first half. Harbor using their last time out there on that run. They now say no gain because they put it right at the 45-yard line by Blaze Witchin. And it'll be 3rd down and 10 for Harbor at their own 45-yard line. So this means if they end up having to go for a field goal, they may end up spiking the football because they're out of timeouts. Took over on this drive with 1:48 at their own 24. Been sluggish, but they picked up a couple first downs. Russell showing blitz, going to back off. Here's the pass. Deep downfield, it's a wounded duck. It's straight up in the air, and it falls all for naught. They had a man streaking down the sidelines. It was not open. And Jawan Boyd, I was listening for the name there because he wasn't listed in last week's game. He was down the sideline, but they threw it, and the ball ended up hitting him complete near the middle of the field. 42 seconds left to play here in the first half. They've been using him on punt returns, and that's the first time they've tried to go to him on a pass play. 4th down and 10. 42 seconds left, and Witchin, the quarterback. Boy, if they go for it and don't get it here, they are going to go for it. Witchin throwing far side. It's going to be complete for the first down. Gray there with the tackle. They get it to Wood, and he's still up. They're trying to rip the ball away, and he plows forward for an extra 5 yards. They're going to mark him down at the 37-yard line. Russell's holding him up a little bit to try to continue to let the clock roll a little bit, but a pickup of 18 yards on 4th and 10. They still haven't set the football, set the chains, and now they do. Clock down to 28 seconds, 27. 1st down and 10 for Springdale. Witchin back to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to have to roll out, and he's going to be hit and sacked back at the 45-yard line. 4 Cyclones in on that stop. Quarterback sack will kill a 2-minute offense. And now they have to retreat back here, and they go back to the 43. They got to bring everybody back, and the clock is down to 4 seconds. I don't know if they're going to get another playoff. They're not going to. That sack killed their drive. Good job by the Cyclone defense. A loss of 6 on the play, and we've come to the end of the first half. Russell trailing 14-0 here at halftime. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football on River Country, KCJC.
Hey, it's Drew and Mitchell for Bring a Steakhouse off Main Street in Russellville. Bring a Steakhouse, very proud to be sponsoring the local sports right here in the River Valley with a commitment to community and a commitment to great service and a great dining experience, not to mention the best cuts of meat. They have prime cuts, which is even better than choice. Check out the sirloin, especially. Best sirloin, in my opinion, in the River Valley, possibly the world. Bring a Steakhouse in Russellville. Help make possible the broadcast of our local athletics in the River Valley.
How many times have you had to go without your heating or your air unit when you needed it most? Your family's freezing or sweating, and they look to you for relief. You call someone, and they say it's going to cost an arm and a leg to fix. Do you really feel like you have a choice? Well, now you do. Call Tony at Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air at 479-964-4004 for a free second opinion from a guy you can trust to take care of you and your family and get that unit running without all the extra charges. Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air.
Your favorite meals from your favorite local restaurants have never been easier to eat, you guys, thanks to My Order Out. MyOrderOut.com is a food delivery service owned by Tyler Schumacher, and it is so easy. All you have to do is go online to MyOrderOut.com. Select Get Started Here, select a restaurant, and create your very own order. Then you can proceed to checkout and enjoy hot and delicious food delivered right to your door. Go to MyOrderOut.com to learn more.
How can I help you?
Can you turn on the porch light? I can't see anything.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Ow! Not every innovation is helpful. But the new ITMs at First State Bank can help you achieve your banking needs at the push of a button. Interact with local tellers, cash a check, and more right from your car. Plus, ITMs are open weekdays from 7 to 7. To learn more about First State Bank's new innovative services, go to fsbitm.com.
Welcome back to Springdale Harbor Wildcat Stadium. The Cyclones trailing the Wildcats 14-0. We have other scores to share with you. At halftime, Boonville, they were not favored against Pottsville, but they're up by 3 touchdowns. It's 28-7 there at halftime. Boonville over Pottsville. Dardanelle leading Prairie Grove at the half, 28-8. Clarksville trailing Ozark 7-6. I believe that's a halftime score. I'm sorry, Clarksville leading Ozark at halftime 7-6. With some of the 6A teams that we have playing, Greenwood all over Southside. This is still in the second quarter as they lead it 30-0. Springdale ahead of Alma 14-13 at halftime. Alma will be the Cyclones' opponent next week in Russell's home opener and their final non-conference game before they start play in their conference. And Siloam Springs in the second quarter trailing Harrison 21-7. Morrilton leading J.A. Fair in the second quarter 34-0. Little Rock Parkview ahead of Marion 21-7. That might be an upset. Parkview going to be a conference opponent for the Cyclones next year, actually the next 2 years, as the continuous every 2 years we juggle the conference, it seems like, and Van Buren and Parkview and Mountain Home going to be new conference foes for the Cyclones for the next 2 years. I had one more score for you, and I've misplaced it here. I was looking for, misplaced it, so we'll look for that again. But Russell right here, there it is, Subiaco Academy. Lamar leading Subiaco 21-6, second quarter. Cyclones trailing here 14-0 in pretty good first half if you're the defense, but Cyclone offense has struggled. How did you see the first half?
Well, the defense, again, has been called upon, and they've met that call just as they did last week. Holding Harbor to 14 points, that's quite an accomplishment. And as you said, that last play of the first half, that sack, that pretty much sealed it for Harbor. They were coming down, and they were getting close to either score or at least a touchdown or try to go for a field goal. Every player on that defensive unit has contributed. It's been a total team effort, and they've just done a fantastic job. And if you stop and think, and I know people are going to say, you're on the officials again. I just can't help it. I've been taught by some of the best how to get on to officials. But 2 official calls has been the outcome of 2 scores by Harbor. The one down there where they said the ball went out of bounds after Gray had knocked it out of the ball carrier's arms. They said it went out of bounds at the 2-yard line. That's fine if that's what they think. The other one was when we had the quarterback. We had him in our hands. And they let him flip the pass, and they get a touchdown. So 2 official calls could have gone the other way. It could be a score of 0-0. But the key, I think, to Russellville, we have got to generate some offense.
Yeah, Russellville has struggled, and defense has done their best. Caleb Ray, once again, just like last week, when he single-handedly in the second half tried to keep Russellville in it, knocking the ball out at the 1, the ball went out of the end zone, and then an interception at the 1. Tried to do it again. He's the one that knocked the ball free, rolled in the end zone, recovered it. Russellville thought they had a touchback. It had hit out of bounds at the 2-yard line and then rolled back in bounds in the end zone. And that was back-to-back plays. They scored the next play on a botched snap and botched play. Somehow the quarterback corralled it with his right hand, and on the busted play just ran to the right. Got it. Not saying they wouldn't have scored. That was first down and goal, but those two plays, that was their first drive. They had more of a conventional drive the second time. Their first drive went 81 yards in 2 plays and went 20 seconds. Extra point by Barroso after the Witchin 2-yard touchdown run was good, 7-0. That was with 6:08 left to play in the first quarter. 3:55 left to play before half. Springdale Harbor capped off a 55-yard drive in 9 plays, 2 minutes and 38 seconds. It was Witchin. Boy, it looked like he could have been brought down. They were all over him. They were hanging on him. He ends up completing a pass on 4th down and goal to Liam Taylor, who ran the last 5 yards into the end zone. 4th and goal from the 11. They ended up scoring the touchdown. Barroso also kicked the extra point there, and that's been all the scoring, 14-0. Russellville, you look at the game summary, which we will later on, looks bad, but the Cyclones still in it. They're just down 14-0. We're going to take a break, come back with more of your halftime show. You're listening to Cyclone Football on River Country KCJC.
Maybe you're moving some dirt around the house, got jobs to do, things you need to get finished, and equipment to move. Well, maybe you don't have what you need. River Valley Tractor has it, and they have great prices and great people. Family owned and operated, they treat people like you would expect to treat family. Whatever you're looking for, Kubota has you covered. Construction equipment, farm equipment, zero-turn mowers. Go by today and see the family at River Valley Tractor, 702 Weir Road in Russellville. River Valley Tractor.
For over 70 years, Old South Restaurant at 1330 East Main Street in Russellville has been faithfully serving the River Valley. Whether it's starting your day with a good old-fashioned breakfast or helping you make it through the workday with a hearty home-styled lunch, and of course serving your family with a dinner that would even make your mama proud. Old South Restaurant on Main Street in Russellville. We're here for you.
We're here for you, so come on by Old South.
Danny Hips here at Phil Ryan Autoplex. Come see huge savings all over the lot. 2019 Buick Concourse up to 30% off MSRP. Or take advantage of a $1,000 rebate with 0% for 72 months. Or how about $10,000 off for 2019 Buick Envisions? Or take advantage of 0% for 72 months. We even have the 2019 Buick Enclaves up to $13,000 off. Or you can take advantage of 0% for 60 months. Come see why we're selling more cars than ever before. Phil Ryan Autoplex, exit 84, just off 540. Or shop us online, PhilRyanAutoplex.com.
Arkansas Tire and Auto Service. We're more than just tires. Consistent, responsive, honest and fair. What makes us different? We're the ones who care. Trust our experience to know what you need. Professional and fast. See what we mean. Arkansas Tire and Auto Service. We're more than just tires.
Arkansas Tire and Auto Service, 2304 East Main, Russellville.
Welcome back. The Cyclones trailing the Wildcats 14-0 here at the half. This is just the fourth meeting between these two teams. The Harbor opened its doors in 2005. They've played the Cyclones the first two times. They beat them in the playoffs, actually. We're talking about this on the way up. Both of those games were at Springdale High School because Harbor didn't have a stadium yet. And Russellville lost in 2007, 47-23 at Bulldog Stadium. That was a state semifinals. Harbor lost to Fayetteville that year in the finals back in 2007. 2 years later, or I guess 1 year later, the second meeting was 30-7. The Wildcats beat us in the quarterfinals. Russellville actually took the opening kickoff back for a touchdown in both those games. And the second one ended up losing 30-7. And Harbor went on to win state against Fort Smith Southside that season. Last year was the first time Russell's played Harbor in the regular season. Harbor won that game last year at Cyclone Stadium 27-7. And this is the last time they'll play, at least for a little while. Russellville, you have control of your non-conference games. Russellville's always going to play Morrilton. Next year will be the 91st time the Cyclones have played Morrilton. That ties the all-time season series with any other school. Russellville has played Conway 91 times, and after this year, played Morrilton 90 times. As far as who else Russellville will play, the contract runs out for Alma and Harbor. Not exactly sure who the third team will be, and right now they're talking that Morrilton will either be week 1 or maybe move to week 0, but they will play Morrilton, and the other match will be week 2 against Fort Smith Southside. And so the Cyclones will take on the, I keep wanting to call them Rebels, but the Mavericks of Southside. And Russellville would like to play week 0 because they want that week off before they start conference. They'd like to play week 0, 1, and 2. So right now they have week 2 scheduled Southside. They're not sure about Morrilton. Morrilton wants to drop Searcy and not play them week 0. They're wanting to move the Cyclone game to week 0. and Russ will be fine with that. And then look to either add their third non-conference game for week 1 or week 3, and it's kind of up in the air who the Cyclones will play. They're still looking, as we talked to Coach Weaver about that during our Cyclones Live radio show. We do have that Cyclones Live radio show every Tuesday night at the Old Bank Bar and Grill. It's brought to you by Phil Wright Autoplex. Every Tuesday night from 7 to 8 o'clock. We'll be on the air here on 102.3. We invite you to come on down and join us. And if you have a question, we'd love for you to write it out and hand it to us. Coach Weaver is very open to answering questions. We always have special guests. This last week we had defensive coordinator Todd Wood and also had a couple Cyclones. We got to talk to T.J. Holt and also Cole Hathcote. Had a lot of fun on Tuesday night, and we invite you next Tuesday night for Cyclones Live at the Old Bank Bar Grill, brought to you by Phil Wright Autoplex. Cyclones trailing here 14-0 against Springdale Harbor. We're still doing some totaling for the stats, but we will have that when we come back to you here from Wildcat Stadium. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football on River Country, KCJC.
Did you know if your roof isn't maintained regularly, you could void the warranty on your existing roof? Tim Noblet with E&F Roofing has made it his mission to protect your roof or help you get the new roof that will maximize your investment and extend the life of your roof, which can save you money through prevention and maintenance. So before you have another company check your roof, call 479-272-4069 and let E&F Roofing see what they can find and how much you can save by using someone local, someone who cares, right here in the River Valley.
Richard Roberts at Cogswell Motors. Don't miss our best F-150 sale of the year. It's the F-150 Leather and Liner sale at Cogswell Motors. These XLTs are already loaded with backup cameras, heated seats, Apple CarPlay, and more. But right now, get a free leather seat upgrade and spray and bed liner. And that's on top of $10,000 off of MSRP. Shop our deals anytime online at CogswellMotors.com or come see us at 1900 East Main in Russellville.
Taking care of families. That's what the folks at C&D Drugstore have been doing in historic downtown Russellville for more than 6 decades when it comes to all your pharmaceutical needs. When it comes to compounding special medicines, R.D. Walker and his staff are there to serve you. And most importantly, if you need delivery, if you need curbside pickup, you need C&D Drugstore on the corner of B and Commerce in downtown Russellville, a 60-year tradition.
Hey guys, Terry Holland here at Best Ride. Did you know Best Ride's been in business for 15 years? We are still offering the same great customer service we started with in 2004. We started with an affordable car for 24 months or 24,000-mile service contract with a low interest rate. We helped with your sales tax, gave free oil changes to the length of the contract, and reported credit. Best Ride now offers a little more. We have a full service department with all your vehicle needs, a service contract with no deductible, a newer, lower mile vehicle to choose from. Best Ride's been serving the River Valley for 15 years. You can find us at BestRideArkansas.com, Instagram, and Facebook. So guys, come see us at 621 South Knoxville in Russellville.
Welcome back. The Wildcats leading Cyclones here at halftime, 14-0. Other scores for you. Get this Pulaski Academy, who scored 84 points against this Harbor team 2 weeks ago. They're in Tennessee playing Ridgeway. And when was the last time you saw PA in the second quarter of a game and hadn't scored yet? They're trailing 28-0. They travel out of state because they want to get anybody to play them. I remember them being on ESPN a few years ago, traveling to California in order just to get somebody to play them. A lot of teams don't want to play them. I mean, they go for every fourth down, and they never punt, and they don't return punts. That's one of the neatest things to see them is when the other team punts the ball, as soon as the kick is away, they all run off the sideline. Other scores to bring to you at halftime, Perryville leading Hector by a score of 18-0. Lamar beating up on Subiaco Academy in the second quarter, 21-6. We had the Pottsville score for you. That's still at halftime. Booneville are leading Pottsville 28-7. At half, Clarksville leading Ozark 7-6. Mountain Home, who will be a conference opponent for the Cyclones next year, leading Nettleton 20-14. Morrilton shutting out Little Rock Fair 34-0. Siloam Springs, a conference opponent for Russell, trailing Harrison 21-7. Tell you that Harrison-Morrilton game ought to be pretty good. When that does come around. Alma trailing Springdale by a point. That game's being played at Alma. Alma will be the Cyclones' opponent next week in the home opener. At the half, Greenwood leading Southside 30-0. Northside trying to bounce back after that loss against Greenwood, shutting out Van Buren 27-0. Van Buren also going to be a conference opponent. Probably the biggest game in the state as far as just people looking at it. Two big ones, El Dorado and Cabot, Jonesboro and Conway. Jonesboro and Conway, they're tied at halftime 7-7. El Dorado trailing Cabot at the half 21-14. We'll give you the first half stats of our game here. The Cyclones trailing 14-0. First downs went like this. 9 first downs for Springdale Harbor, just 3 for Russellville. Harbor with 274 yards of offense. Cyclones with just 41. For Harbor, in their first game against PA, they ran a lot more than they threw, but tonight it's been the flip side of that. Blaze Witchen has thrown for 213 yards and 1 touchdown on 11 of 23 passing. Receiving the football has been Hunter Wood. He's been targeted 11 times. He's got 5 catches for 81 yards. Max Pena has been the back for them, 11 carries for 57 yards. The 1 touchdown run actually came from the quarterback. Officially, he has 6 carries for 4 yards. That touchdown run was a 2-yard run. Remember, quarterback sacks come off running totals. For the Cyclones passing, they've had 2 quarterbacks tonight. They started Justin Lovelace, but Braden Whitford leads as far as yards is concerned. 6 of 7 for 28 yards. Lovelace 3 of 6 for 21 yards. Receiving, 29 yards of receiving by Marquise Peter on 5 catches. Had an excellent one to give the Cyclones a first down on a 4th down play. And Reed Wolf 1 catch for 14 yards. Brady Burnett 2 catches for a total of 4 yards. Running football has been the Achilles heel for the Russellville Cyclones tonight. The leading rusher is Colby Robinson, 2 yards on 6 carries, but because of sacks and things like that and lost plays, Russellville with just negative 8 yards rushing on 12 carries. 40 plays for Harbor, 26 total plays for the Cyclones. That's what a lot of people look at instead of time of possession now, even though Harbor does lead time of possession with 12 minutes and 59 seconds in that first half. Russellville did do a good job on defense. If you look at Springdale Harbor's 3rd down conversions, 1 of 8. That's not very good. So good job by the defense. 4 of 5, though, on 4th down conversions. That's where Harbor has hurt the Cyclone defense. Russellville just went for it one time on 4th down and was able to convert it. Just 1 turnover in that first half. It was a fumble lost by Springdale Harbor. Thought we had a second one when they fumbled it in the end zone and Russell recovered it, but they ruled that the ball had bounced and hit the sideline with right at the 2-yard line. The Cyclones trail it right now 14-0, and we're waiting for both teams to get back on the air. Nowadays, they schedule out the halftime, and they're supposed to give at least 15 minutes. Usually they give 20, but they always wait for both schools to come back out on the field, and then they give an extra 3 minutes. And so that's why a lot of times the halftimes last so much longer. I tell you, in this game, though, coming in this game, Russellville is the underdog. I mean, they're playing against 7A teams, so some people think can challenge for the 7A state championship. And as far as Hootens is concerned, Russellville was a 15-point underdog. That's right about where it is. But the Cyclone defense has really played well enough, and you're just hoping that this young Cyclone offense can find an identity and maybe get going, especially here in these non-conference games. I hate to say the non-conference games don't mean anything. They don't as far as getting to state. Of course they mean something, but it's also almost like extended preseason type thing. You want to win, you want to play well, but you also want to try out different things and see what meshes, especially when you're the Russellville Cyclones. You lost 17 starters off of last year's team, so Russellville trying some different looks and seeing if they can get something to work a little bit. And tough to do it against a 7A opponent like Harbor, but that's what they're doing. They're hanging in there as they trail here 14-0 at the half.
Don't you think maybe Harbor's a little surprised at the defense of Russellville? They've, as you said, they've hung tough in there. And I go back to that 1 catch by Wood, number 2 for Harbor. He's very tall. Caleb Gray doesn't have the height as Wood does. And that last pass that they threw to him, it was one of those jump balls, and Gray was just a little bit short. He couldn't get his hands up there to knock the ball loose. But there's been other times they've tried to go to Wood. Gray's been there, slapping the ball away, running step by step with him, just covering him like a blanket. And Gray is probably one of the best defensive outside men that Russellville has. And even though they keep throwing in his direction, he's hanging in there against the taller receivers.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job last week with an interception at the 1 and knocking the ball loose. on a different play at the 1, a punt block that led to a touchdown. And he was one of our players of the game. He's angling to be that again tonight with, I mean, I hate to say, Wood with 81 yards. You realize one time he was left uncovered on that big gain. He's actually done a fantastic job on the coach's son, Hunter Wood. Cyclones back out onto the field. We're going to take a final break, be back with the second half. Cyclones trailing 14-0. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Experienced, an attorney for 30 years whose practice covers all areas of the law. James Dunham is ethical. He's chairman of the Supreme Court Committee on Professional Conduct. James Dunham is fair. He's known for his respectful treatment of others. He's a man of judicial temperament and sober judgment. Elect James Dunham, Circuit Judge.
Paid for by the Dunham Campaign.
Corey Beeson and the folks at Beeson Roofing Solutions are proud to support local sports in the River Valley. And they also want to say a special thank you to all their loyal customers and the community for their business. So if you have a problem with your roof, whether it be on your home or business, visit BeesonRoofing.com to see their work or call 967-2288 to schedule a free estimate or second opinion today from your local roofing experts, Beeson Roofing Solutions.
Fellner's Athletes Corner, your high-performance athletic store for quality athletic footwear and apparel, features Nike, Under Armour, The North Face, Patagonia, Oakley, Saucony, New Balance, Brooks, Asics, Kabu, Keen, and many, many more. Fellner's invites you to make them your first stop. With more than 50 years combined experience, the familiar faces at Fellner's can help you with all your athletic needs. Fellner's Athletes Corner, 2320 West Main, Russellville, open 9:30 until 6 Monday through Saturday.
Hey, it's Drew Mitchell for Lakeside Oral, Facial, and Dental Implant Surgery. Lakeside is really proud this year to be sponsoring our local sports all throughout the River Valley. They're committed to the area. It's just another way they show that. When you're in the market for dentures, wisdom teeth, or whatever the case may be, remember Lakeside Oral, Facial, and Dental Implant Surgery, and check out their website at lakesideofs.com. Lakeside Oral Surgery, helping make the broadcast of local sports throughout the River Valley possible.
Welcome back as we get ready for the second half. Cyclones trailing it 14-0, and it can sound like a broken record. The defense needs to step up, but almost like I think it's sort of a good luck thing because every time we say it, the defense does. But Springdale Harbor going to get the ball to start the second half, and Russell's defense could really help the Cyclones. Sometimes it takes that, and then sometimes it's just one play that goes right, and it really just starts snowballing from there. But Russellville hanging in there. But defense last week got wore out, and you just sort of kind of worried that might be happening here if Russell can't muster something on offense. But defense has had an extended halftime to get rested, and we'll see how they come out. They come out pretty well against Morrilton, stopping a couple of drives, but then it was it was backbreaker when Criswell took over. The Cyclones trailing here 14-0, and we're taking a little bit, even though it's set for 12 and we're ready to go, we're sort of waiting on them to give us the go-ahead, and the officials are still meeting out on the field, and I don't know what we're waiting on. It seems like we've got to be ready to go.
The Marlton quarterback, Criswell, is a little different quarterback than what Cyclones are facing tonight. Not to say that Witchen is not good, but Criswell is one of the best that I think Russellville will see. But Russellville has really stepped up. We have put more pressure on the quarterback tonight than we did last week. And that's the one things we talked about, and hopefully we can do this in the second half as well.
All right, finally ready for action. I'd hate these halftimes. They seem to last just way too long. Junior high, both teams were successful last night, more than a 30-point win for the 8th grade team against Amina, and the 9th grade team won easily 27-6 over, I'm sorry, maybe 26, it was 27-6, I think that was it. But they won that one easily. And the junior high, the 9th grade team, they onside kicked like the first 3 times. The very first one, after a score, they onside kicked it and got it back. I say that because I'm expecting Russellville to do the same here, and they do. They're going to line it up. They're going to put the ball sideways with no tee. And looks like Connor Cooper right now is angled toward the right. He's going to squib it, and it's going to be squibbed down the field. It's going to be picked up at the 30-yard line. Springdale running with it at the 40, and he's going to be upended from there. That's Jay Burris. So at about 11-yard return after the kickoff.
Well, Russellville was a little more successful last week, and they may be doing that the rest of the season. Kicking
Why
off
not?
like
I
that.
mean, because if it works one time out of three, I think that statistically that might be a good idea. Springdale will take over at their own 41-yard line. As we said, they leading by 2 touchdowns here. The defense on the field, and usually run a 3-4. They've given a little bit different looks for Harbor, and now here's the handoff, and he may go. They're going to hand it off, and this at Taylor. He's down to 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Springdale. That's Jay Burns. Jay Burns takes it to the house on the very first play. That's exactly what you didn't want. He takes it 60 yards for the score.
Very fast individual. We could see that he hit that hole on the left side of that offensive line, and once he got to the outside, no one was going to touch him, and I don't think a hand was laid on him.
He was listed as a starter last week, did not play at running back in the first half. Don't know the reason for that. Don't know if it was suspension or if they just were trying Pena. Pena was successful, but not that successful, as he goes 60 yards on the very first play from scrimmage, making it 20-0 Wildcats. And the extra point is up by Rosso, and it's good. 21-0 Wildcats leading Russellville. Will have to do something on offense if they want to stay in this game. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football on River Country, KCJC.
Joshua's Fine Jewelry, a luxury establishment in the heart of downtown Russellville, are taking it back to the good old days with a family-owned, family-operated business that pride themselves on personal interactions, beautiful custom craftsmanship, and an insanely knowledgeable and helpful staff that go above and beyond just for you. Joshua's Fine Jewelry is giving a huge shout out to all of our local River Valley and Natural State athletes. You guys are the real MVPs. Be sure to like Joshua's Fine Jewelry on Facebook today and go and give them a visit in downtown Russellville at 310 West Main Street.
Well, he suspended Burns for a half, and he makes his presence known in the second half. Touches the ball first time on offensive play as he returned the kickoff 11 yards, and then there he took it 60 yards to the house, and Springdale Harbor leads it by a score of 21-0. We'll give you the details on that quick one-play 60-yard drive here in just a minute. But right now, Harbor going to kick off near the right hash. End over end kick's going to be fielded at the 4-yard line. Dropped, picked up by Donahoe. He's running towards the right, and he's going to be corralled just past the 10-yard line. They may give him the 11, and that's where Russell will take over. They're going to have to go the long way here. They'll mark it down at the 12-yard line, a pickup of 8 on the return, and that's the first time Donahoe's touched the ball on special teams. He did a good job doing that last year for the junior high squad.
One thing that we've got to do, we've got to establish the run. We can't keep passing, and that may be difficult to do back down here on our 11-yard line, but we have got to have the run set up.
It'll be Lovelace, the quarterback, bringing a man in motion. That's Burnett, runs behind him, and the running back, Kobe Robinson, is going to get the call, and he's trying to bounce it outside. He gets across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Good positive pickup there for the Cyclones.
Excellent start, 5-6 yards.
They're going to mark it down at the 18-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Cyclones. Wolf will be the receiver. Right now he's the lone receiver on the left side. Russell checking the sideline, and now the officials huddling and not sure. I don't see a flag. I'm checking to see what. Yeah, there is a flag out there on the 27-yard line.
Oh, it's against Harbor.
I didn't see what it was, but it's going to be at the end of the run. They're signaling. Okay, number. They're signaling the number. I don't want to say it out loud. Well, I'll go ahead and say it was number 10 is what they signaled. So I don't know what he did, but they're signaling to the Harbor coaches. They were asking, hey, who was that? So I'm sure so they can get on to him. A 15-yard penalty we tacked on at the end of the run. And so it's a Beeson Roofing Solutions first down for the Russell Cyclones here on 102.3. Lovelace on the first down play will throw complete to the far side. Marquise Peters stepping out of bounds at the 40-yard line, a pickup of 7 on that little out route. As he steps out at the 40-yard line and bring up 2nd down and 3. Ball continues to stay on the right hash. I'd like to throw to that short side of the field, and not a lot of bad things can happen over there if you're quick with it. 2 receivers to the near side. That's Wolf and Burnett. On the far side, it's Peter, the lone receiver. They do have an S-back. That's in front of Lovelace. They're going to bring Burnett in motion. He'll run behind the quarterback. Again, the counter play is going to be given to Kobe Robinson, and nothing there. Helmet flies off of one of the Harbor players. They're excited about the big hit as they're going to drop Russell for a loss back at the 38-yard line. Kobe Robinson, a loss of 2 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
Well, we may see again a short pass to Peter over there on that right side.
Jacob Narveson out of the game. He was injured in the the first quarter, I believe, and he's been out. Filling in for him is Logan Golden, the sophomore. Snap is good. Lovelace back to pass. He's got some room, but he doesn't want to run. Now he's going to tuck it, run back to the left, still looking downfield. He hasn't crossed the line of scrimmage, and he won't as he's dropped back at the 37, 38-yard line. Looked like for a brief moment if he wanted to run to the right, it was open there, but he was still looking and trying to make a play downfield. Russellville will lose. No, they're going to give him the 39. He actually gains a yard on the play. It'll bring up 4th down and 4. Russellville needs their own 43 for a first down. They're going at least with the we're going for it look. 2 receivers to each side. Kobe Robinson, the running back, he's a yard ahead of Lovelace. Lovelace calls for the snap, then he looks over at the sideline. They better hurry. The play clock is down to 7 seconds. He backs up. It looks like a punt formation. He has a move to his right, gets the punt away, and it's a beauty. It's a spiraling kick. It's going to hit the 21 and going to roll dead. Nope, they're going to pick it up at the 20-yard line. Across the 25, 30, there's a flag fly. It's going to have a block in the back. Another flag. It might be on the same. 3 flags, and I think it was such an obvious block in the back. There are 3 flags back between the 25 and 30-yard line. They may have wished that they would have just let it roll dead because now they're going to have worse starting position had they not just let the ball roll dead.
Well, the coaching staff of Russellville is giving the head official a hard time because our punter, which was Lovelace, was knocked down to the ground and no flag back there.
Illegal block in the back. He returned it to the 41 after the 41-yard kick. And they're going to mark it all the way back to the 18-yard line. And so, yeah, that winds up being a huge penalty for Harbor. They're 23 yards from where they were, but again, they would have better field position had they just let it roll dead and not have been penalized.
You got number 4, Burns, in the backfield again, right behind the quarterback.
We did confirm he was suspended for the first half. Not going to get the carry here. Here comes the blitz. So they got the screen set up. McCrae's got it. He's got some room to run. Tries to hurdle him in, and he's tripped up by Finley Golden just past the 30-yard line. Good tackle by Finley. As he gets across the 30 to the 34 is where they spot him. Boy, a very generous spot there for Harbor. And let's see. On 1st down and 10, they're going to have, that's still the running back there. They're going to give it to him, Burns, and he's going to break another one. He's across midfield and tripped up there. He'll get to the Cyclone 49-yard line. Good grief.
Running up the middle or just a little bit to the right, just behind the guard.
That's a pickup of 17 yards. He's got 77 yards on 2 carries. And it's a first down for the Wildcats at the Cyclone 49-yard line. Ball the right hash mark. Lone receiver to the far side is Wood. He has to come closer to the quarterback and get the call. Witchin claps his hands, nothing. He'll clap it again, and now the snap. Turn and give it to Burns straight up the gut. He's trying to bounce it outside. He ran into his own blocker, and he trips himself up at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. 367 yards of offense for Springdale Harbor. Just 53 for Russellville. The Cyclones trailing 21-0. 8:50 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Jay Burns, the running back, number 4, behind the quarterback. Quarterback which pump fakes, and he's going to be flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to be sacked by Cole Hathcote. There's a flag at the 45 in the backfield. It's going to be holding. I'm sure the Cyclones are going to forget about that one. Hathcote there, also in on the stop of Trey Potter. And Russell, I'm sure, will just decline that because they'll take the loss of down and the penalty. It is a hold. And if they just keep the sack, it's a 6-yard loss. Might as well. I mean, they would lose more yardage that way, but they'd also have have an extra down to work with. And you'd rather have it 3rd down and long rather than 2nd down. It'll be 3rd and 16. Harbor needs the Cyclone 39-yard line for the first down. They're at their own 45. Tight formation. Burns steps right to the right of the quarterback. He's going to get the call on the sweep. Boy, he's dangerous. He slips a tackle at the 46, gets to the sideline, but he's going to be pushed out of bounds in Cyclone territory at the 44, but he's a good 5 yards away from the first down marker.
And Grant Smith, number 19, took him out of bounds. Good play by Smith over there.
He came up from his safety spot to make that play. They say that he was pushed out of bounds at the 45, so it's a pickup of 10. Bring up 4th and 6. They've gone for this before. We'll see what they do. They have their main offense in on there. Burns, the running back, he's almost 10 yards behind the ball, and now he's going to line up as a wide receiver to the short side of the field, the left side. Witchin, the quarterback, in the empty backfield. Running back in front of him is Pena. Witchin back to pass, steps up in the pocket. He throws deep. He's going for Wood. He's got him open, but he overshot him, and Russell's defense has held and given the Cyclone offense great field position at their own 45-yard line.
And that was Smith again covering Wood back there deep and just stayed with him. We have got to get some offense going here.
8:11 left to play here in the third quarter. Cyclones trailing 21-0. Defense doing all they can. They've given up a touchdown in every quarter. But I think that's the second time they've stopped him on 4 downs. Here's the running back for the first down carry is going to be Kobe Robinson. As the quarterback is Braden Whitford. Robinson carries and will pick up a yard to the 46. 16 carries for the Cyclones for -2 yards. They just really tough to get that running game going. They had problems with it last week, which is understandable against a Cody McNabb defense. It's hard to run against his 3-4. But Harbor has been a similar result. 2nd down and long. They're going to give it to Robinson on the sweep, looking for an opening, and it's not going to be there. He's going to be taken down at the 45-yard line. So he picks up a yard, then he loses a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Cyclones.
Yeah, we were running to the short side of the field. Harbor's got a very fast defense, especially that front three that's playing against Russellville. They're very quick.
7:12 left to play here in the third quarter. Cyclones trailing 21-0. Russellville will be at home next week for their home opener as they take on the Airedales of Alma. Braden Whitford still in at quarterback. 2 receivers to each side. Back to pass. He's going to have to step up in the pocket. He's going to heave it across the middle. It's in and out of the hands of Brady Burnett. It'll bring up 4th down and long for the Cyclones. A little bit behind him. He had a chance. He got his hands on it. Just Russellville couldn't make a connection there. Would have been enough for the first down, but now punting situation as Tristan Wheelis will come on for the Cyclones.
Harbor's been getting close to Wheelis. We got to keep the pressure off of him.
I'm all for short punts if it keeps the ball away from Burns. He's the man back, and he's inside his own 20. He's been electrifying in just this quarter. There's a good snap, and Wheelis gets it away. It's going to hit short at the 25 and take a Cyclone roll and roll away. And they didn't have Burns back there. I thought it was number 4. It was number 1. The ball rolls dead at the 14-yard line, so a 41-yard punt with no return.
Again, Wheelis does a great job in getting that ball down the field and backing up Harbor.
Russellville's used 3 different punters tonight. Together, they've averaged 38.7 yards a punt. And 2 of those, and now 3 of those, they've downed inside the 20. So Harbor will take over at their own 14-yard line. Witchin, the quarterback. Motion a man in motion. That's Jay Burns. Crosses his face on the left side. Split in position. 5 wide receivers in the pattern. Witchin is going to throw it to the near side. It's going to be complete. Shy of the 30. T.J. Holt dragging him out of bounds. And a late hit, I think, by Russellville is going to be tacked on at the end of this play.
Yeah, the guy was out of bounds, and one of our players ran up there and hit him again.
I didn't see who the pass was to. I thought it was Pena over on that side, but it might have been Cole Bowen. And let's see. They're going to, it is going to be a penalty against the Cyclones. The way Pena was reacting, he was like putting his hands up like I didn't do anything. And I thought they surely didn't get him on the play. They didn't. So it was a 17-yard pickup on the pass play and then 15-yard penalty. So right there, 32 yards for Springdale Harbor. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. 6:36 left to play here in the third quarter. They lead 21-0. Burns starts left, cuts it back right. He's into Cyclone territory, breaks a tackle at the 45. Boy, he's tough to bring down. He gets the first down in Cyclone territory at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, number 29, Lott, is the one who finally hit him high and knocked him down. And so, but he's hard to bring down. You can't one-arm tackle him.
They give him inside the 42-yard line, so 12 yards. He's fresh, and he's a good runner. It's just kind of compiling. He's got 99 yards on 5 carries just in this quarter. Did not play in the first half. He's going to line up behind Witchen, and they play action to him. Witchen going to throw across the middle, and it is complete to Wood, and Caleb Gray saying no, he didn't. They're going to say he did. Caleb Gray didn't agree with it. He thinks it hit the turf. They're going to give him the catch. Wood catches it on a diving attempt at the 24-yard line. He came across the middle and dove to his left there, and a pickup of 18 yards on the play to bring up first down and 10 for Harbor right in the middle of the field at the 24-yard line. 6:02 left to play in the third quarter as the clock continues to roll.
Yeah, he did a good job cradling that ball.
5 wide receivers in the pattern, 3 to the right, and they're going to move Pena from right to left. And Witchen looking to the far side of the field, complete on the screen pass to Wood, slips a tackle at the 24, still going as he breaks another tackle at the 20, and he dives forward. They say he's going to be down as he lost the football. He hit down at the 14-yard line, lost it forward to the 10, but they said he was down before the fumble. And they'll give him the 14-yard line, which I have to say 15-yard line because it's second down and less than a yard. 5:23 left to play here in the third quarter. Springdale, their offense is clicking here in the third quarter. They scored again, and they're in the red zone. They scored once, and they're in the red zone here. A little forward pass. There's a little pitch to Burns. He breaks a tackle at the 10, follows his lineman into the end zone for the touchdown. That is considered a forward pass, even though it was just kind of an underhanded flip to Burns, who came in motion, and he takes it 15 yards for the touchdown. That's an easy way to get touchdown pass for Blaze Witchen, who now has 288 yards of passing on 16 of 29 and a couple of touchdown tosses.
Yeah, and they had some good blocking in front of him. Just was able just to really walk the ball in if he wanted to.
Waiting for the extra point. Barroso with 5:08 left. It's up. It's definitely long enough, and it is good. 28-0 the score. The Wildcats lead it. We'll take a break with 5:08 left to play in the third quarter. You're listening to Cyclone Football on River Country KCJC.
Hey, it's Drew and Mitchell for Bring a Steakhouse off Main Street in Russellville. Bring a Steakhouse, very proud to be sponsoring the local sports right here in the River Valley with a commitment to community and a commitment to great service and a great dining experience, not to mention the best cuts of meat. They have prime cuts, which is even better than choice. Check out the sirloin, especially. Best sirloin, in my opinion, in the River Valley, possibly the world. Bring a Steakhouse in Russellville, help making possible the broadcast of our local athletics in the River Valley.
Welcome you back to Wildcat Stadium. Welcome you if you're listening to us on the radio, if you're watching us on YouTube. Really appreciate Cyclone Nation helping us get to over 1,000 subscribers so we can bring this to you free of charge on our Cyclone Booth YouTube account. I wish we had a better result for you so far. Springdale leading at 28-0. That last drive, 86 yards in 5 plays in just a minute 36. Blaze Witchen, a 15-yard touchdown pass to Jay Burns, but he was coming in motion, just a little underhand toss, but counts as a touchdown pass. Barroso added the extra point with 5:08 left to play in the third quarter. 28-0 our score. Here's the kickoff, and Brady Burnett is going to be back, and he's going to take it at the 8-yard line, running right. He stops at the 13 and is swarmed there, and that's where Russell will take over. There's not a lot of running room over there on that side. He took over at the 4, and they're going to give him the 13-yard line, so pickup of 11 yards on the return. And I hate the fact that we may be talking about this, but that mercy rule is looming. If you get behind 35 points, then the mercy rule kicks in, and the clock only stops on injuries and timeouts. And, of course, at the end of the quarter for them to reset everything. Russell doesn't want that to happen. They want to get back in this game, and They need something on this drive. Need some positive to happen, and just to give them some confidence. Braden Whitford, the quarterback. He's going to turn, fire to the right side, complete on the screen pass to Brady Burnett, who's ridden down at the 15-yard line. Pickup of 2 on the play.
Brady came up and kept on running. He didn't think he had actually touched the ground because he rolled on top of the defender, but the official said he was down.
That's the 3rd catch for Brady Burnett tonight. 2nd down and 8, ball on the right hash mark on the 15-yard line. Burnett lined up with Lovelace on the far side, the right side. This near side is going to be Reed Wolf. He had the first catch of the game. Russell going with an S-back on this one. It's Trenton Stokes in the game, number 85. He's going to stay in and block. Going to throw far side. It's incomplete. Tried to get it to Brady Burnett. He came out of his break later than what Whitford delivered the ball. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
Brady was thinking he got pushed before the ball got there. He kept looking at the official, see if there's going to be a flag, but no flag on this one.
Russellville needs their own 23 for a 1st down. I think that's Coach Farr on the far sideline. He stepped out a couple yards onto the field to try to change the play. Got plenty of time, 15 seconds on the play clock. 4:17 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Russellville trailing 28-0. Whitford back to pass. Looking right, and he's going to throw it, and nobody's out there. Miscommunication there. Somebody got crossed up. Reed Wolf was in the area, but they threw a different route than what they ran. It'll bring up 4th down and long for the Cyclones.
Looked like he was thrown into a seam of that defense, but we didn't have a receiver in that area.
Tristan Wheelis on 4th down and 8 is going to be back to punt. He's got standing on his own 1-yard line. Back for Springdale Harbor will be number 1, Jawan Boyd. And he's going to kick it away from Boyd. It's going to hit at the 46 of Russellville and bounce high in the air and be down at the 47. So it doesn't cross the 50. And that'll be ruled a 32-yard punt with no return.
I like the height of that punt. It gave Russellville a chance to get down there and surround the ball.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's by design. I think they're not trying to kick the ball very deep because they're so dangerous on the return, and you just want to kick it away, kick it short, do whatever you can to keep them from returning it. That way they don't get the score. 4:04 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. 28-0 our score. The Harbor Wildcats leading the Russellville Cyclones. Harbor defeated Russellville last year 27-7. Witch in play action going to roll out to his right. He's got some room, but he wants to throw it instead. It's complete to McRae, who steps out of bounds inside the 30-yard line.
Good coverage there by T.J. Hope, but just an excellent pass. Led the receiver very well.
And they mark him down at the 29-yard line, 18-yard pickup. The big tight end, McRae, has 3 catches for 113 yards. Remember, he had that 79-yard catch that Russellville knocked the ball out at the 2-yard line, but it went out of bounds, so Springdale kept the ball. That was on their first scoring drive. Low snap, Witchin, able to handle it, and he is manhandled by Ty Hips. And Witchin was driven back all the way back to 37, and he was slow to get up. Now he's upset. I don't know why he's upset. He hit him right on the face as he was looking left. Second time he's been hit. One was by Tolan, this was by Hips, and Hips really cleaned his clock. And
I don't think he knows where he's at. He keeps looking around and holding his hand up like he's still ready to pass. But, boy, that was a great play by Hips.
Yeah. Number 43, Ty Hips, the sophomore. It's an 8-yard sack, 2nd down and long. They're going to turn and hand it to Burns straight up the gut. He's across the 35 and going to be taken down just inside the 30. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Boy, just the way he runs, he's just sort of floating there. And he gave PA some problems last week. PA just too much for Springdale Harbor 2 weeks ago in week 0 as PA won that game 84-68. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for Springdale Harbor. And probably a passing situation here, but you just wonder, Witchin, after taking that lick by Ty Hips, how he's feeling. He's taken every snap 2 weeks ago. He's taken every snap tonight. for the Harbor Wildcats. He's going to look left on 3rd and long, nothing there, looks back right, throwing, and is juggled and complete by McCray at the 15-yard line, and he's got the first down inside the 15 to the 14.
Russellville's got great coverage on the receivers. It's just excellent passing by the quarterback. He's putting it right on their hands, and very tough to defend.
321 yards for Blake Witchen on 18 of 31 passing. He's got that first down. That's their 18th first down of the game. 2:17 left to play here in the 3rd quarter, and they have it first down at the Cyclone 14-yard line. Low snap once again. They turn hand it to Burns. He's up the middle, inside the 10, near the 5-yard line. A pickup of 9 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 1. Next week, the Cyclones will be home for the first time this year as they host Alma. It's the 13th time these two teams will have played. Series is tied 6-6. And they will not be playing, as we know of, will not be playing next year. 1:43 left to play. 3rd quarter clock is rolling. Russellville trailing by 28. Burns goes in motion, flanks out left, and now we have a timeout. As the play clock was down to 8 seconds, but Harbor saw something they didn't like, so they're going to use a timeout here. We'll take a quick break. Russellville trailing 28-0 with 1:35 left to play in the 3rd quarter. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
How many times have you had to go without your heating or your air unit when you needed it most? Your family's freezing or sweating, and they look to you for relief. You call someone, and they say it's going to cost an arm and a leg to fix. Do you really feel like you have a choice? Well, now you do. Call Tony at Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air at 479-964-4004 for a free second opinion from a guy you can trust to take care of you and your family and get that unit running without all the extra charges. Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air.
KCJC, Dardanelle, Russellville. You guys play the best country of all.
River Country. KCJC.
Thank you, John. John Henderson, our engineer, back at KCJC at River Valley Radio. Remember, we have the scoreboard show coming up at 10 o'clock tonight. It runs from 10 till midnight. That's hosted by Rex Nelson. Well, here's a 2nd down and short. Witchen is going to throw into the end zone, complete for the touchdown to Hunter Wood. That makes the score 34-0, and I hate saying this, but if they make the extra point, we'll be seeing the mercy rule, and the game will go by a lot quicker.
Again, Russellville had the coverage. It's just excellent passing by the quarterback. You can stay close to that receiver, but when he puts them like that, leading them just right, putting it in their hands, it's hard to get your hands on that ball.
And Barroso will try to add the extra point, invoke the mercy rule, and kick is good. So 35-0 our score. What that means is the clock will not stop unless there's an injury or a timeout. And the clock will continue to roll even after incomplete passes, all that. That'll start when we come back. Russellville trailing 35-0. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Your favorite meals from your favorite local restaurants have never been easier to eat, you guys, thanks to My Order Out. MyOrderOut.com is a food delivery service owned by Tyler Schumacher, and it is so easy. All you have to do is go online to MyOrderOut.com. Select Get Started Here, select a restaurant, and create your very own order. Then you can proceed to checkout and enjoy hot and delicious food delivered right to your door. Go to MyOrderOut.com to learn more.
Welcome back. We appreciate you joining us here. And if you're joining us on our YouTube channel, just go to youtube.com and search for Cyclone Booth. You don't have to have an account. It's free to have an account. And if you haven't subscribed, we'd love for you to. The only reason we're able to bring it to you free on YouTube is because we have over 1,000 subscribers. So I'd love to see even more just in case something happens, if they up it or if we lose some. Russellville trailing 35-0, and we'll start the mercy rule as we start the kickoff here. Kickoff's going to be handled by Donahoe at the 11-yard line. Breaks a tackle at the 20, across the 25, and explodes to the 29-yard line. Damon Donahoe, how about that?
Has a good run. Instead of trying to take it to the outside, he just went right up the middle, and there's where the opening was. He took advantage of it, and you could see some speed of Donahoe.
A 29-yard return for the young sophomore. And I saw him take one to the house as an 9th grader last year, and He is explosive and very exciting. The good thing is he's only a sophomore. Kobe Robinson will be the running back with Whitford. Whitford low snap, looking far side, complete. And with the catch going out of bounds just past the 30-yard line will be Rhett Robertson. So pickup of 2 on the little swing pass out there.
Good pass by Whitford after the having a hard time taking the snap, but laid it right into the hands.
And Russell's had to do some shifting on the offensive line because of an injury. Pick up 2 yards on that play. Whitford now 8 of 12. He has 3 receivers to his left, 1 to the right, looking the right side on the out pattern, goes off the hands of the intended wide receiver, and Russell takes a shot out of bounds, and I don't know why that's not a flag. Russell, receiver over there, is very slow to get up. That's Loveless that took a shot in the back.
Official may have been out of position. It happened right in front of him.
It'll be 3rd down and 8. Russell needs just past their own 39-yard line for a first down. 22 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Again, clock running because of the mercy rule. So even after an incomplete pass, Whitford looking left. He's going to take a shot downfield. He's got Burnett and just couldn't make a connection. Go ahead.
I was just going to say Burnett got behind 3 defenders and had a clear path to the end zone, but the ball was just a little bit overthrown.
That's going to be the end of the third quarter. Russell trails 35-0. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
How can I help you?
Can you turn on the porch light? I can't see anything.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Ow! Not every innovation is helpful, but the new ITMs at First State Bank can help you achieve your banking needs at the push of a button. Interact with local tellers, cash a check, and more, right from your car. Plus, ITMs are open weekdays from 7 to 7. To learn more about First State Bank's new innovative services, go to fsbitm.com.
Maybe you're moving some dirt around the house. Got jobs to do, things you need to get finished, and equipment to move. Well, maybe you don't have what you need. River Valley Tractor has it, and they have great prices and great people. Family owned and operated, they treat people like you would expect to treat family. Whatever you're looking for, Kubota has you covered. Construction equipment, farm equipment, zero-turn mowers. Go by today and see the family at River Valley Tractor, 702 Weir Road in Russellville. River Valley Tractor.
Clarksville leading Ozark 15-12. It just started the fourth quarter there. We're just starting the fourth quarter here. Harbor leading the Cyclones by a score of 35-0. Russell looking at 4th down and 8 from their own 31-yard line, and look like they're going for it. They do this. They see what they can do, see what the look they get. They're going to go for it. So Whitford back to pass, throwing left side, and it is complete to Robertson on the far side. Sliding catch. He's got the first down at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, he knew where that first down marker was, and he just got past it for a couple of yards. It's just a great pass by Whitford.
Now, I thought it was number 9. It was number 8. That's Reed Wolf on that far side. Enough for a first down, brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions here on 102.3. 1st and 10, and now we have a lot of movement. Flags fly. I don't know. Somebody jumped, somebody moved. I think it's going to be a penalty on the Cyclones. We appreciate Beeson Roofing Solutions being one of our sponsors here on River Country KCJC. And Russellville, just 5 first downs tonight. It's been tough going with the offense. Russellville with the 5-yard penalty here. They've been penalized 5 times for 32 yards. Harbor 4 times for 61. Russellville looking at 1st and 15 from their own 36-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They're going to bring a Burnett in motion. They're going to throw to this close side of the field. It's going to be picked off, and it's going to go the other direction for a touchdown. The interception made by Jawan Boyd, number 1, who picked it off. And he runs 39 yards into the end zone for the touchdown. They were going over here on this near side. I didn't know who the receiver was. I thought it was Wolf over here. Might have been Peter. It was Marquise Peter. And just miscommunication there.
And I think Peter might have slipped down on that turf. Apparently it's still a little wet out there, and when he slipped down, the pass went right to the defender. And
they're on to try the extra point. The extra point is up, and it's good. Makes it 42-0 with 11:01 left to play here in the ball game. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
For over 70 years, Old South Restaurant at 1330 East Main Street in Russellville has been faithfully serving the River Valley. Whether it's starting your day with a good old-fashioned breakfast or helping you make it through the workday with a hearty home-styled lunch, and of course serving your family with a dinner that would even make your mama proud. Old South Restaurant on Main Street in Russellville. We're here for you.
We're here for you, so come on by Old South.
Jawan Boyd picks off Whitford and runs 39 yards into the end zone untouched for the touchdown. Extra point was good. It's 42-0 Harbor. They've stopped the clock for a kickoff, get set for the kickoff, even though the mercy rule is invoked. I don't think you're supposed to do that. I think you're supposed to run it even after that. But either way, I always get confused on that. I always thought it was just injuries or timeouts, but change of possession. I didn't think it was, but I'm not sure on the score. Either way, Russellville trailing 42-0. Still have another chance to at least get something going. Just looking for some sort of positives. And Russellville still trying to find themselves, realize I don't feel like I'm making excuses, but they lost a lot of starters from last year, 17 in full, and this is just their second game. And they're getting ready for conference. And so they have a tough non-conference game next week, a home opener against Alma. Here's Donahoe. He's going to take it from inside the 10 across the 20. The ball was loose on the turf, but they said it came out after he was tackled at the 22-yard line.
Another good run by Donahoe. Again, instead of taking it to the sideline, he took it just right up the middle, or broke to the middle, and opening was there for a short time.
Russell will have the ball at their own 22. And running their offense out onto the field right now after the 17-yard return by Damon Donahoe. Clock is rolling, 10:15 left. Remember, we'll have the scoreboard show right here on KCJC. It'll run from 10 o'clock till midnight tonight with our buddy Rex Nelson. He's going to host the show, a statewide show. Loveless, the quarterback, and Russellville only has 10 players on, and now they're going to run an 11th player on. This will be
going to have to call
Sammy
timeout.
Arzaga. He'll be the receiver on the right side. They're going to turn and give it to the running back, which is still Kobe Robinson, I believe, and not much going. He might have got a yard or two, but that'll be it.
I thought they were going to get down and have to call timeout, but apparently they snapped it in time. Yeah,
Yes.
It is a flag.
Yeah, it's a face mask. I don't know if it's personal foul or not. They brought him down. Looked like it might just be a 5-yard. The good thing is they get it from the end of the run. It's still going to be first down. They're going to put it down at where? The 28-yard line. So, yeah, run of 1 and a penalty of 5. So still first down. A first down and 4 for the Cyclones. Nearing 9.5 minutes, Robinson going to get the carry here. He breaks a tackle at the 30. He's got the first down as he plows his way to the 35-yard line.
Another flag. There's a late flag.
Well, right now it's a pickup of 7. There's a flag at the 34-yard line. That's the only thing Springdale hasn't done well is had too much laundry. Personal foul against Harbor. We'll tack this on at the end of the 7-yard run. And their coach, Chris Wood, can't be happy about this. Atkins graduate. And he's getting they're getting an explanation over there. And I bet somebody's getting ready to get chewed out. Wearing the Harbor jersey. That's their 6th penalty now for 81 yards. They're going to turn and hand to the running back. This is Latrell Thomas, number 48, his first carry, running the sweep. He picks up a yard, and another flag is down at the 48-yard line of Harbor. This is in that tackle box. It's usually in the area of holding.
It is.
Well, what to see. It's going to be a block in the back. And this will be marked. No, it is a holding, and they're going to move Russell back, negate the 2-yard run by Latrell Thomas. Be 10 yards from the spot. They can put it back at the 41-yard line, so officially a 9-yard penalty. Russell now been penalized 6 times also, but just for 41 yards. Springdale Bulldogs leading Alma 28-13. That's who Russell will play next week at home, Alma Airedales. Loveless pump fakes, throwing far side. We're going to get a penalty here. There's 2 flags as they were beat on the play on that far side. Reed Wolf was open the sideline, so they just shoved him out of bounds, and they could call this pass interference. They could call it a personal foul because they leveled him. And here's what I like. They're acting like, what did we do? I mean, it was obvious. It wasn't a bad play. I mean, you're beat. You might as well take it because it's not an automatic first down.
And one of the players is coming out, and I'm sure the coach will explain to him what he did.
Yeah.
They may be ahead 42-0, but a coach does not like for players to play like that with all these penalties.
No, and it's a 15-yard penalty, and so it's going to be first down and 4 for the Cyclones at the Harbor 44-yard line. Lovelace, the quarterback, 3 receivers to the right. He's going to fake the handoff, keep it himself, drives forward for a couple of yards, depending on where the spot is. I think they're going to give him the 42, which is a 2-yard pickup. It'll bring up second down and 2. 8:35 left to play in the game. Cyclones trailing 42-0. We happy if you're joining us on the air. We know at least on YouTube we have a lot of people. I mean, it only shows the subscribers that we're on. I know we had at least over 80 online watching us that were subscribers. We appreciate you joining us. Russellville on the far side going to complete a pass enough for the first down to Reed Wolf on the far side, who's driven out of bounds at the 31. And that's the first down brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions here on 102.3. And they will mark it at the 31-yard line. It's 11-yard pickup, and Reed Wolf has 3 catches for 35 yards. He had the very first catch of the game. They caught that one there for a first down, the Cyclones' 8th first down of the game. Ball on the left hash mark on the Bulldog 31-yard line. Bring a man in motion behind. And they're going to fake the option, throw a completed screen pass on the far side to Kobe Robinson. Breaks a tackle at the 30, gets inside the 30, and then spun backwards. So a pickup of 2 on the play. That was a design that had people sort of putting the brakes on for Springdale Harbor, going one direction and having to stop, come back the other direction. Goes for a pass of 2. Lovelace now 6 of 9 for 41 yards, and that's the first completed pass to Kobe Robinson tonight. His first catch, I think that may be his first catch of the season. I can't remember if he caught one last week. On second down and 8 with 7:08 left to play. Lovelace going to hand it to Kobe Robinson. Starts right, cuts back up the middle. He'll get inside the 30. They're going to give him about the 27-yard line before he's brought down. It'll bring up third down for the Cyclones.
Gaining positive yards. You like to see that in a ball carrier, but that is tough yards he's going for right now.
He has 17 yards now on 13 carries. Russell needs about the 21-yard line of Harbor for a first down here on third down. Lone receiver out to the right is Sammy Arizaga. 2 receivers to the short side of the field. They're going to turn and give it to Kobe Robinson. No, Lovelace fakes it, and he rolls out to his right. Nothing there. He's going to look, scramble a little bit, throwing incompleted passes. He was going, I believe, to Stokes here at the 25. Would not been enough for a first down. It was number 85, Trenton Stokes. It'll bring up fourth down for the Cyclones and 5, and might as well go for it here.
Oh, yeah, and everybody was covered. Good defense by Harbor.
Russell trying to use a lot of misdirection there to get somebody open, and they had Stokes open just a little bit, but it was only going to be about a 1 or 2 yard pickup. They're going to have to get past the 21 if they want to keep this drive alive, trailing 42-0 with under 6 minutes to play. Mercy rule is invoked, so the clock continues to roll even after an incompleted pass. Lovelace steps up in the pocket, looking. He's going to throw, and it's incomplete. He had Stokes open on the far side. They just couldn't connect, and Russell will turn the ball over on downs.
And Stokes had the first down if they could have just got the ball to him. But a good play by Stokes to get open.
And 5:43 left to go in the game. And even with the change of possession, the clock continues to roll. And some of the Springdale fans are heading for the exits. Harbor will have it first down at their own 26-yard line. They may not have it. No, they're going to say they may not have a backup quarterback. They do. It's number 16. Looks like 15. It's the first time that Witchin has not taken a snap. This is Noah Livingston. He turns and hands the ball off. I don't see who it was. Was it? I don't know who carried that football, but picked up positive yards to the 33-yard line.
I think it's number 26, Molina. I believe that's his name.
They're going to throw a pass. And
his knee was down.
Noah completed a pass at the 30, put his knee down in order to catch the pass, so you don't see this too often, a completed pass for -3 yards. Fowler on the far side put his knee down in order to catch it, and so a loss of 3 on the completed pass. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6. Under 4.5 to play. Cyclones going to fall to 0-2 on the season. And going to be give straight up the gut to, once again, number 26, Christian Molina. Not enough for the first down. They bring up 4th down and probably a punting situation here as they get to the 34-yard line, pick up a 4 yards on the play.
Number 16, Livingston, the quarterback, he was punting some in pregame, so he can punt the ball.
Yeah, right now they're not in punt formation on 4th down and 3. Go ahead and go for it from their own 34. They are going to go for it on the 34, and they throw an incomplete pass out of bounds. And Will over their target, and Russell will take over on downs.
And Aguilar, number 33 for the Cyclones, leveled the intended receiver. A good hit. May not want the ball thrown to him again.
Well, Russellville, I don't know why they keep stopping the clock, and unless Russellville used a timeout, which they did not. Now the official's saying, hey, you got to start this thing. You don't stop it. And now they're starting it. So it's 3:37 left. Russellville, easily their best field position after taking over here with the ball on the Harbor 34-yard line. And now they've stopped the clock, and now we have a timeout called by the Cyclones. We're going to take a quick break. Russellville trailing 42-0 with 3:34 left. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Danny Hips here at Phil Ryan Autoplex. Come see huge savings all over the lot. 2019 Buick Concours up to 30% off MSRP. Or take advantage of a $1,000 rebate with 0% for 72 months. Or about $10,000 off for 2019 Buick Envisions. Or take advantage of 0% for 72 months. And we even have the 2019 Buick Enclaves up to $13,000 off. Or you can take advantage of 0% for 60 months. Come see why we're selling more cars than ever before. Phil Ryan Autoplex, exit 84, just off 540. Or shop us online, PhilRyanAutoplex.com.
Welcome back. The Cyclones trailing 42-0. Mercy rule has been invoked, but Russellville stopping the clock there, trying to get some different personnel in. I think they're wanting to go back to more of their number 1 guys and just to kind of get some experience. And it is going to be the quarterback, Braden Whitford, turns and hands the ball off, and Russellville loses a yard, or do they get back to the line of scrimmage? Damon Donahoe, they're going to say no gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Donahoe, the sophomore, wearing number 32. He stays in the ball game. He's going to move to the right of Whitford. 2 receivers to each side. Whitford, play action pass, throwing to the far side. It's incomplete. No, it's off the hands. It's picked off, and they're going to take another one to the house. Off the receiver's hands, and Springdale taking it all the way in the end zone for the touchdown. Boy, just right place, right time for number 5, Cole Bowen, who's usually a wide receiver, but he came in to play defense there. I didn't see who the receiver was. It went off their hands.
I didn't either. I didn't catch it.
But it goes for 6 the other direction. And I believe they're calling it for 74 yards. And the extra point is up and good. 49-0 our score. We'll take a break with under 3 minutes to play. Cyclones trailing. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Arkansas Tire and Auto Service. We're more than just tires. Consistent, responsive, honest and fair. What makes us different? We're the ones who care. Trust our experience to know what you need. Professional and fast, see what we mean. Arkansas Tire and Auto Service. We're more than just tires.
Arkansas Tire and Auto Service, 2304 East Main, Russellville.
Well, the rains it pours. Russell with 2 pick sixes in this ball game, and trailing 49-0 here with 2:53 left. A pass from Whitford goes off the hands of the receiver and straight into the hands of number 5, Cole Bowen, who takes it 70. Let's see, what did we say there? Click back on here. Well, if I can find it. They handed it to us at 74 yards as he intercepted at the 26-yard line. Extra point by Rosso is good. Tell you, just not a lot of good things happening tonight for Russell. They fought for a half, trailed 14-0, but this second half's been a disaster. Damon Donahoe takes it the 6. He's across the 15, the 20, the 25, loses the football, and Springdale falls on it at the 32-yard line.
That was a tough run, and it was going to be a very positive run, but just could not hold on to the ball.
Yep, and that may have been all she wrote for this ball game, because Harbor can probably, well, I don't think they can just take a knee, but they'll have it at 2:36 left to play. Now they started the clock. I was waiting for them to start the clock. They've stopped this clock more on the mercy rule, and but they do have it going now. And Harbor, with 9 seconds on the play clock, will turn and hand the ball off to Molina, and he'll get a couple yards to the 30-yard line. And Shane Booker in on the stop. They bring up 2nd down and 8. Ball in the middle of the field there, checking the sideline, but obviously trying to milk as much time off the clock as they can. Minute 52 left to go in the game. Play clock down to 14 seconds. They snapped it pretty quick. A give again to Molina, and he's across the 30, plows forward to about the 25-yard line. Isaac Kramer, number 27, getting that call. 27, not 37. And they bring up 3rd down and 3 for Harbor. They snapped the ball a little quick there, and they still had another 10, 11 seconds before the play clock was down. Now it's down to 20 seconds with 1:18 left. And they are going to line up, run play here on 3rd down and 3. Not in the victory formation. This one they're milking it down. The play clock down to 4 seconds. Give it to Kramer once again. No, this is a Molina who gets the call, and he's very close to a 1st down. And depending on where they spot it, I think they're going to give him the 1st down. If he's got the 22-yard line, that's enough for the 1st down. Clock still rolling, 45 seconds left to go in the game.
Yeah, they gave it to him.
And they moved the chains, but the marker over there had 3rd down. But no, they do give him the 1st down. 1st and 10, play clock down to 19 seconds, 35 seconds left to go in the game, so they only have to snap it one more time. They're going to, a little bit of a huddle up here as the backup quarterback, Noah Livingston, breaks the huddle with 4 seconds on the play clock, calling for it. He's just going to take a knee. And that'll do it. The Cyclones lose it by a score of 49-0. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Did you know if your roof isn't maintained regularly, you could void the warranty on your existing roof? Tim Noblet with E&F Roofing has made it his mission to protect your roof or help you get the new roof that will maximize your investment and extend the life of your roof, which can save you money through prevention and maintenance. So before you have another company check your roof, call 479-272-4069 and let E&F Roofing see what they can find and how much you can save by using someone local, someone who cares, right here in the River Valley.
Richard Roberts at Cogswell Motors. Don't miss our best F-150 sale of the year. It's the F-150 leather and liner sale at Cogswell Motors. These XLTs are already loaded with backup cameras, heated seats, Apple CarPlay, and more. But right now, get a free leather seat upgrade and spray and bed liner. And that's on top of $10,000 off of MSRP. Shop our deals anytime online at CogswellMotors.com or come see us at 1900 East Main in Russellville.
Taking care of families. That's what the folks at C&D Drugstore have been doing in historic downtown Russellville for more than 6 decades when it comes to all your pharmaceutical needs. When it comes to compounding, special medicines, R.D. Walker and his staff are there to serve you. And most importantly, if you need delivery, if you need curbside pickup, you need C&D Drugstore on the corner of B and Commerce in downtown Russellville, a 60-year tradition.
Hey guys, Terry Holland here at Best Ride. Did you know Best Ride's been in business for 15 years? We are still offering the same great customer service we started with in 2004. We started with an affordable car for 24 months or 24,000-mile service contract with a low interest rate. We helped with your sales tax, gave free oil changes to the length of the contract, and reported credit. Best Ride now offers a little more. We have a full service department with all your vehicle needs, a service contract with no deductible, a newer, lower-mile vehicle to choose from. Best Ride's been serving the River Valley for 15 years. You can find us at BestRideArkansas.com, Instagram, and Facebook. So guys, come see us at 621 South Knoxville in Russellville.
Welcome back. The Cyclones lose it by a score of 49-0. We'll give you the scoring summary for here in just a moment. But turn to my color man tonight. A tough game for the Cyclones. Your thoughts on the loss?
Well, it was a very tough game. We just couldn't generate any offense, and Harbor played a good game. You got to give it to him. They got a good quarterback. He places the ball in the receiver's hands. He does a good job. Our defense, though, played very well against this team. We kept the Cyclones in the game as long as we could, but when you're out on the field that long, it's just the same as it was with Marlton. It's just you got to have some rest, and we just could not generate enough offense to keep our defense on the sideline.
Well, Russellville trailed at halftime by a score of 14-0, and doing what they could to stay in the game. And the floodgates opened in the third quarter, and it started with Jay Burns. He took the first play from Springdale, 60 yards for a touchdown, and the extra point was good, making it 21-0. That was a one-play drive of 60 yards. That was that was 13 seconds into the third quarter. They got the next touchdown, as which hit Burns for his second touchdown. 15-yard touchdown pass is the way it goes, but it was just a forward toss, and he took it in for 15 yards out. Extra point good, making it 28-0. That capped off an 86-yard drive in 5 plays. They weren't done in the third quarter with 1:31 left. Witchen hit Hunter Wood for a 5-yard touchdown pass. That capped off a 47-yard drive in 6 plays in 2 minutes and 33 seconds, making it 35-0 and invoking the mercy rule. They got 2 scores in the fourth quarter, and both of them were pick sixes. It was interception. I can't remember who got the first one. It wasn't Burns. I know Cole Bowen got the second one. I can't remember who got the first one. It was Juwan Boyd who got the first one, and he scored from 39 yards out. And then Cole Bowen picked one that was off the hands of a Cyclone receiver. That's tough as it goes to the interception against Whitford because it goes off the hands of a Russellville receiver. But Bowen was the right place, right time, and he took it 74 yards for the touchdown. Both extra points were good, both those happening in the fourth quarter, and that's how we ended at 49-0. Just a tough night for the Cyclones and Cyclone fans, but I don't want to say we knew it was coming. It was tough because we knew this was a good chance to get better, but you're also playing against a team that is a 7A team, bigger than you, but also some people think could contend for the state championship. So I don't want to say you knew this going in. We knew it was going to be an uphill battle going in, coming up here and playing against Harbor. And Harbor coming off, 2 weeks ago losing to PA 84-68, they had a week to think about that game and get ready for this one.
And they prepared themselves very well against Russellville. They just pretty much shut us down. Our receivers that would go out, some of them, Burnett and Peters, some of them had double coverage. Hard to get the ball in there unless you just very laser put it in there and just pinpoint the receivers. But Russellville wasn't able to do that. The key, though, we couldn't get a running game going. You got to have that running game to loosen up the defense so you can start getting some of those passes. Even though the short passes, you've got to have that running game to offset the pass plays.
Yeah, it'll help the quarterback. It'll help the pass protection if they can get that going, and that's where it starts. Sometimes it's the best thing you can do after to help your passing game is a running game. Sometimes it helps the running game's a passing game, and Russellville just they're looking for some answers. And again, like I say, keep harping on this, but Russellville with some new looks, new packages, and they're trying to find something that works. And look, I hate saying this, but it doesn't really matter as far as getting to state playoffs if you're 0-2 or 2-0 at this point. The only thing that matters is your conference record. So this truly is not just non-conference season, it is preseason. And Russell will try to rebound next week as they host their home opener. Well, we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast of Russell Cyclone football. Reminding you our next broadcast will be Friday night as Cyclones have their home opener. They take on the Airedales of Alma. It's a 13th meeting between the two teams. Russell is 6-6 all-time against the Airedales. Kickoff is set for 7 o'clock. We'll be on the air with the Coaches Show at 6:30. Don't forget Tuesday night at the Old Bank, sponsored by Phil Wright Autoplex. So we'll have the Cyclones live show from 7 to 8 o'clock. We appreciate you joining us tonight. Also want to send a special thank you to John Henderson, our engineer, for keeping us on the air. This is River Country KCJC, and your home for all Cyclone sports. Before you sign up, one more thing from you?
I just want to say I enjoyed it, enjoyed the fans. I know you get texts, and we appreciate the support that the fans show, not only for the team, but also for us up here in the booth. And the only thing I want to say is lights out, Alice.
The Cyclone booth was up and running on our YouTube page, and we have it linked to KCJC, which is a new thing for us, so we appreciate you joining us there and joining us online. If you're listening to audio or just the old-fashioned way, the radio 102.3, that's fantastic too. This is River Country KCJC, and once again from Wildcat Stadium, our score was Harbor 49 and Russellville nothing. Here in just a little bit, beginning about 23 minutes, will be the scoreboard show at 10 o'clock, hosted by Rex Nelson. It'll run until midnight here on 102.3. We invite you to join in and listen to that for all the Cyclone scores. For John Henderson and Aaron Duval and Mickey Duval, reminding you, if you're out on your bike tonight, as always, do wear white. So long, everybody.
River Valley radio coverage of Cyclone sports made possible in part by Beeson Roofing Solutions, setting the standard for the roofing industry since 1954. Feltner's Athletes Corner, because you deserve great